It's very nice.
Very nice. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, let me just check if I have everything I wanted to write down. Probably not.
Never, ever.
Okay, cool.
Because
let me back up.
we are humans and we are never satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
According to Hellboy.
Humans. And welcome back to another exciting episode of the Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Ilyas.
And me, Robert.
Yeah,
Hello.
I almost forgot what I was going to say. In collaboration with 21 Draw. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So check them out at 21-draw.com if you want to up your artistic superpowers.
Or if you want to flex that bicep some more, you go into Instagram and check out 21 Draw. And again, don't spell it out, just fucking numbers.
Keep it simple.
I'm like, let's not offending anybody today.
Yes, we are.
Maybe.
Stepping on the toes.
Of every hoe.
And there we go. And that's done with. So how are you, buddy?
I am good, actually. I feel like the biggest crook alive because I finally used the full force of the freedom that I have as a tattoo artist to not work at all. Sweet. It was amazing. So I did, I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off because Friday was Slipknot Day. So I finally got to see Slipknot live. Very sad that it wasn't like the full original cast because some have moved on. But still, I'd say probably the best live band I've ever seen. They're like over 50 because they're old now.
Are they that old?
And they rock like they're 14.
Us,
it's insane. And Corey's voice, like it's insane that he can go from, you know, singing like a nice sort of ballady thing to
that he does in
switch.
Stone Sour.
Yeah, exactly. And then just flip to the Slipknot. It's amazing.
I can't
so
do that.
fucking good. Yeah. So that was awesome. So I took Friday off so I could get sort of a little bit tipsy before going to Slipknot, and then Saturday off because Slipknot. And
very nice.
Yeah, but it was actually really nice, smooth, chill weekend. Had some dinner with the folks, and yeah, pretty much just tidied up like I was going to say shed, but the storage room outside.
With the movies?
With the movies.
That you buried yourself in?
Yes,
that was a lot of fucking movies. I didn't see it at first. I was like, oh, it's deep. Like, it's actually like fairly high.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I couldn't really get it looking the way I want. That's why I did sort of the Jurassic Park fly-through, just so people could see the amount or the volume.
You should have just popped out.
Yeah,
like Marilyn Monroe.
Or just not have done it at all because setting up that photo took longer than like just cleaning out the whole shit thing. Took forever.
That's what makes you a nerd.
At this point, fuck, I should have taken a photograph of the setup of me taking the photograph because that would have probably been more interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I think that is like just seeing the work behind a simple photo or, you know, like something like that.
Or just seeing me, you know, race because it's the 10-second sort of countdown.
Yeah, you have to
take the picture. So I'll try to explain it. Yeah, I should.
Just like,
because at first I thought I could do it with my wireless headphones, but they don't take the photograph. Or those ones don't. So I had two empty boxes on top of each other on the highest point on top of a chair, and then a book on top of those two. So already it's very unstable and moving all over the place. And then I taped a pen onto the book so I could get the right angle of the phone, and then taped the phone onto the book. So climbing up to a chair to see what the photograph is going to look like, start the timer, run around the whole thing, jump like a fucking ninja, slide through with my feet underneath the legs of the chair, and then try to look casual without like tipping over all of these fucking movies that took forever to step. Yeah. So yeah, that was my
a relaxing weekend with Robert.
Yeah, but it just made me love movies so much more because, again, when I get to see the quantity of all the shit that I've collected throughout the years, you know, I think a lot of people probably get anxiety from looking at that and just like, oh my God, so much money. Whereas I am just like, this is awesome. Oh, I totally forgot I had this movie and this movie.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
So, yeah, I was just super happy and found so many awesome new retro things that we're going to be talking about in the future. So
that's awesome.
I think I did us all a favor.
And we don't have to search for them. Like,
exactly.
Online.
Now it's kind of right there. They even have their own shelf now.
Very nice.
The retro shelf, yes.
The retro shelf.
So why we did all of this is because of the trip to Finland we did last weekend, where we brought a shelf back from Finland, and now we're just
bookcase.
A bookcase. Sorry, we're just
just one shelf.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really really nice old shelf or bookcase from Anna's granddad. And it's a lot smaller than the one we had before. So now it's like, you know, you have to really plan and organize what's going to be visible and what books do I need or what movies do I really want and all that. Dude, it was a nightmare. You know, I'm used to just having everything there. And now it's like, well, I love this book and I love this book. Which one goes up? You tell me.
Dude, I have no idea.
Yeah.
If I have to choose, that's why I don't have that much.
Yeah.
I can just have it all.
So it's, you know, at one point I just said, fuck it. And, you know, stopped giving a shit.
Should just like have like boxes, you know, under your bed that you can just pull out with like
everything.
You just like, you just have them organized in there somehow, you know.
To be honest, that would probably be the easiest way to do this. Yeah.
Because IKEA has these like ginormous like plastic ones you can roll
we already
out.
have those on but
okay,
you know they're filled with like bed linen and stuff like that.
Garbage.
Of course.
Garbage.
I know. Burn it.
Woman. It's garbage.
Yes.
Should be DVDs that you use all the time.
Yes. At least 2 times a year.
You should just make bed linens out of the DVDs, you know, so you can just like sleep in it, but you can also like grab a movie.
That's genius.
It is.
Yeah. So how you doing, man?
After your relaxing weekend, fuck, what did I do this weekend? I helped a friend move at work, so I've been driving around, and I did a thing on Saturday, but we had burgers on Saturday with friends. That's it. Oh, and now I have the whole week off because it's Sport Love.
Sport Love.
Which is sort of, I don't know.
It's like
something in English.
Like almost like a spring sports vacation type.
Yeah, it's
a week off.
It's a week off
for parents,
for kids actually, and
no,
I had vacation days, so I used it because I have to.
I'd argue that it's more for the parents because the kids are forced to do things by their parents. Otherwise, they just stay at home and play video games.
Our kids are forcing me to do stuff I don't want to do, like going to go swimming indoors.
Oh, you don't like it?
No, fuck it. Fuck that.
It's still on.
It's like shower, go in, get wet after the shower again, then go out, shower, and shower your kid. So I shower myself, my kids, you know, and then like we have to get dressed too. All that. No. But my kids have a lot of fun.
I want to start swimming, actually. That's why I'm trying to sell it into myself. But yeah, it's probably not going to happen. I don't know. I think my diet is perfect. Like, I think I have some crazy metabolism that allows me to just make mussels out of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. So I'm a lucky boy. And then in like 2 weeks, I'll be diabetic and super fat.
Yeah, that one you can't get away from.
No. But it's okay. It's Ben & Jerry's. You know, how bad can it be?
True. But I've done basically nothing worth talking about.
How's the gym going? Is it completely finished
like
now?
the gym in itself is done.
Because it looks finished on your stories.
It is finished. Like the actual building of the gym is done.
Nice.
I just need equipment, safety equipment, like a half rack, and because I'll also store my plates on it. Because now they're all on the floor. Yeah. Well, it looked great in the photo, but it's not practical.
But it's pretty much only for you anyway. So.
Oh yeah. The wife will also be there, though.
Oh yeah. We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at you, Maria.
It's my kind of crazy that does that shit. So
But yeah.
But yeah, that's the gym it's done. Like
Awesome.
I just don't have money for equipment. So anyone listening,
But
send
still,
your shit my
congrats to
way.
actually finishing the whole fucking thing. So now, I mean, now it's just the fun stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting the fun material back.
Because when people are asking like, "Oh shit, how the fuck did you do that?" I was like, with a lot of frustration and a lot of hard work, and I didn't enjoy any of it. Like,
Really?
until it was done. Yeah.
Yeah, but now you can reap the benefits.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, but it wasn't fun. Like I just like got so frustrated. Like just like when I want to do stuff, I want to do them right then and there.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like, oh, I can't do that because I don't have that tool, or I don't have the the materials. Or I hate that because I can't just go buy the materials. Like I have kids, or like there's something, like. So
and
there's waiting.
This
all the
isn't
time.
really stuff that you find in any store
No,
either.
no,
Like
no.
especially for you being more into it than other people. Like you after a certain brand, I imagine, or like a specific type of.
I just mean like building materials from now because I haven't used any of the like the gym equipment. I have a bit more patience for.
Okay.
Because that stuff, I just want specific stuff, so I'll wait for it. Like because I buy a lot of what I have is secondhand.
Yeah.
Except,
But that's what
some
I
of the
meant.
stuff. Yeah. So that stuff I wait for. Like the gym floor, I bought. I think I paid $6,000.
Wow.
Yep, it's super expensive to buy rubber apparently. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like what do you call it? Like when it's like pressed
Bouncy,
together.
or-
No, it's just like pressed rubber, like super.
I think that's
tight.
what it's called.
Fuck it. It's
Probably.
basically
Or
just
like molded. No, it's not molded.
No,
It's
no, no,
pressed. Yeah.
like
spawn. What do you?
comprimerat.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. Right?
Compressed.
Just compressed.
Yeah.
Like super tight rubber, so it's like weights won't pass through your floor.
Yeah.
But it's basically just been like the building materials and solutions to how to actually, like build, because I've raised the inner ceiling. And if you ask me how to do that, I have no fucking idea, and that's how I built it. I have some things that I've read my way through, like just like those podcasts. You just like, you find out what you need, and then you try to fucking do it.
Yeah.
But it's done.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about today. I was just gonna that today you could really find out anything about everything.
Yes.
It's like it's really insane when you start thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I know we've talked about this because we are old fucking guys and we forget everything we say.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day when you had to go to a fucking library to look up just like an
Stuff, yeah.
image or it's insane.
Yep.
And now in your pocket you have the whole world.
Yep. That is fucking insane.
That's how old we are.
When I bought the house, we got like from some friends. He was like, "Oh, dude, I thought you didn't know anything about like building and shit." And he was like, "How are you gonna like take care of a house?" I was like, "YouTube." And he's a bit like older than I am, and he's not YouTube, and neither am I really. But when it comes to when I want to learn stuff and I need like just to see how people are like solving certain problems,
Yeah.
I could go to YouTube. And I do. And he was like,
why wouldn't you?
And now, like, and he just like, oh, but that's like so you put yourself in debt to YouTube, basically, stuff. I was like, yeah. And
He's got a point.
No, he does have a
Yeah.
point. But then again, when I bought the house, I was like, even if the interest of my house sort of rises and I have to pay more a month, I've also, like made the math to know that, even if they raise the house with 10,000, I can still pay it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've done both. Like, I've done that work as well.
Nice.
And it's not just like I bought a house and now I'm indebted and I can't afford it. It's not that type of house that I bought,
Yeah.
So there is more thinking behind that, but his initial idea was valid, though. Like,
Yeah.
you bought a house and you're going to YouTube it? What?
Well, I mean, anybody out there listening right now, you know us. So any type of planning or anything is...
No, I just need to know that I have options and that I'm good. Like, I'll solve it when I get there, but I would never buy something, like, and get debted and then have no payout. Like, there must be like a return investment somehow.
Yeah.
When I play with money.
exactly. When you eventually decide to burn the house down and collect the insurance money. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but with that said, go intro.
Go intro.
And before we do that, today's topic is how to make more money of your art. Since we've already talked about this subject before, we're gonna revisit this and just like bring out some. Maybe some new learnings, but I think it's super important because we're all trying to make a living here.
Yes.
So we're going to do that.
And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. So diving into it.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
Just idiots.
Still here, not back.
Yep. And back. Because we're back. Like back to the back.
Like the man behind the mask.
Yes.
And he's out of control. He's back.
The man
Behind the mask. And he's out of control. Yes.
We did a lot more singing in the past.
Yeah, we did.
Sometimes really good. Sometimes, when I say really good,
grain
of salt, okay?
Man, everybody out there should have seen my face when he said really good. I was like, what?
Yeah, in my head I was like, like fun, like type of singing, not great singing.
The intro song is awesome though. So that's really good
Thank you,
singing.
Sebastian,
Yeah.
for making me sound awesome.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So today's topic.
Yeah.
The moolah.
The moolah.
cash.
Yeah, the cash. Everybody wants to sort of like get by on their art alone in some form.
Well, I think everybody wants to get money for doing nothing.
I think that is like closer to the truth though than anything else. Like most people want to do nothing. They don't even want to do their own art. They just like the idea of art bringing them moolah.
Or maybe we could rephrase that. I think a lot of people think they don't want to do anything.
Yeah. Sorry.
But
that was a lot of
that was a lot of burp. I think most people think they don't want to do anything, but they just don't know what they want to do yet.
Yeah. I think that's true as well.
Until you reach that point where you find the dream job or your dream hobby or whatever, of course you don't want to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But playing video games is doing something. So you could get paid for playing video games.
You could.
There is ways to do that.
But you need to be exceptional then.
Exactly. And we're not going to help you with that because we don't know how the fuck that works.
Nope. I don't have time.
I actually have a client who competes in Tekken.
That's awesome.
So
they have these big fucking tournaments.
Yes.
Street Fighter as well.
He doesn't make like a full salary from it, but every once in a while he wins and gets like a little bit of prize money.
That is fucking awesome. I love anyone who can make money off of stupid things.
Yeah.
And they might be stupid to me, but they're still making money off of it.
Exactly, which makes us stupid and then smart.
Yeah. What? And I think something else that social media has sort of tricked us into is this fast-paced sort of like, I don't know, like mentality. Like we want everything like now.
Yeah.
And
even now is too late. Like you wanted it yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like anything that doesn't happen, like if I post like, oh, you can buy my prints and no one buys them, like on that day, I failed. I
already hear the crickets.
Exactly.
Chirping.
No, of course. And that's how it works for most of us, like for we don't have 100%. The following. Yeah, and same here. And the following just isn't there to support that.
No.
But we think that it's an instant failure.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes it is. It feels like a personal blow. Like people are hating you.
I know.
Yeah.
And just to share, like last time we talked about social media, which was a month ago or like weeks ago,
Yeah.
My Instagram now, since the algorithm change, has just dropped. And at first I was like frustrated as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you
start waking up a bit.
You start like, no, you just have to remember that it's not about you or yourself. Sure, they're fucking you up, but you can't rely on Instagram to be the source of income. Like,
exactly.
That
Instagram isn't going to do anything for you.
Yeah,
you have
it's
to
not
make
there
it all
for
happen.
you.
Yeah. And
so remember that when it comes to any social platform, they will change and they will keep changing, not to sort of like make you more money. They want to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, because it's a free business, like outwards, you know.
Yes.
For most of us. And
I think the key word is business in general. Like, it is a business. They need to make money. Yeah. And
I think they're doing it in a bad way, though. But that's my opinion, and they can wipe their ass with it and keep making money.
Exactly. Know? Yeah, they got fuck you money, so.
They got so much fuck you money that it's insane, and you should make sure you have fuck you money.
Exactly.
And I'll get into that later. Well, where the fuck to start with this? Like, you want to make money. There are several ways of, I guess, making money.
Mm-hmm.
And I would first start with, like, what type of art do you do? Has anyone ever, like, do people like your art? You know what I mean? Like, do you
have you gotten like an offer for something you've drawn?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, because those are clear indicators that people really want to give you money for your work, right? It doesn't happen to me that often. So
I think it's gotten less from private, like collectors or whatever you want to call them, people interested. Like the normal Joes, I usually just work with companies nowadays because I'll get into why I don't think that is like we're working for anyone, like commissions basically.
It's
why
not
I
sustainable,
think
I guess, in terms of the long run, or if you want to actually live off of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that sort of is that going to be where it all culminates today? Like,
no.
No? It's just going to be
a lot of stuff.
Roughly everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because what we talked about on this previous episode, whatever number that was, I don't remember. I never checked the number, although I listened to that episode today.
The one you
sent to you.
27,
was it 27? Yeah.
I think, or 28.
Yeah.
But apparently, according to that episode, we talked about making money in a previous episode.
No, we made about how to get paid.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's a different thing, though. That's a different piece.
Yeah, that's true.
Because a lot of people can get, like...
You get work, but you don't get paid.
You can't get paid,
Yeah, that's true.
And I thought those two things, like, sure, they go together.
Yeah, but they are two separate things.
They are two separate big things.
You're very right. Yeah.
But you should research what people are liking, or like, not what they're saying they want to buy, because they could do that on any piece, you know, like, oh, I would totally buy this as a tattoo or a print, you know, like, means nothing.
It's just for them to be nice to you.
But I think sometimes there's like a post that you do, like it could be fan art, you know, which is a specific type of art that everyone's like, oh my God, this piece, like it connects with people somehow.
Yeah.
And
it's a smart move.
Yeah, it is fan art. It could be, you know, like something else that they can relate to. Maybe you're capturing sort of like what social media does to us. There are some smart like drawings that sort of like
very satirical.
Yeah, exactly. But just something that creates a lot of like buzz around the way you create your work, you know.
Yeah.
Like one certain piece that just piques everyone's, like the one that only, you know, the one piece you have that has like 1,000 likes, but nothing else reaches that amount, sort of. And you should find out what that is. Like, if it's fan art, we're not going to dive into that.
No.
Like, you can earn money on fan art. Is it wrong? Like, legally, yes.
Yeah.
It
is a gray zone.
It is a gray zone when it comes to conventions, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Because companies have sort
commissions.
Yeah, commissions. But it's a tricky subject, like, that I don't want to get into on this episode. I think we've touched up on this, like, before.
Oh,
so fuck that.
Yeah, we always talk about the same shit.
But find out what people are, like, what are you creating that's spiking, you know, like, your engagement, basically.
Yeah.
And try to create, you know, stuff out of that. Because I think that you'll get more, like, sales, like, if you focus on that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And with that said, expect this to not work. Like, I think for most of us, you don't have the following to push prints. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would say no matter what you're using, like, if you approach everything from a social media standpoint, whatever you're doing, think of it as building community first.
That's smart.
Because I think if people don't give a shit about you, they're not going to start buying your prints. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
But if you talk to people and try to, like what we've talked about so many times, like bringing some type of value, you know, I think that is like where you should be starting. And before all that as well, just like focus on your art. You shouldn't be 90% social media.
No.
Because
No.
if you suck, it's not going to sell prints. You know what I mean? And that goes for all of us.
Yeah.
And I was, for like the first 2 years or maybe more of social media, I was stressing more about posting than creating.
Yeah.
And I got stuck in that trap as well. And I think we all sort of get stuck there if it's like the first time.
I think I've finally cut all of those sort of bonds.
It is fucking hard though.
Yeah. I was talking to Miss Ninja Cookie about just that, and she's been struggling with her 100 Days of Elsa. And I remember saying that to her when she posted the first one. And like, are you sure 100 days is like what you want to do? Couldn't you do like a month, just like 30 days? But she was adamant about doing it. And then, you know, you start getting that pressure, and then you have all of a sudden social media as this whole weight on top of your shoulders, being like, you have to create, and you're going to start hating it eventually.
Yeah, of course.
But that's the whole, you know, thing of doing 100 days of something, is that to not break the 100 days.
The 100 days, yeah, or like not. Yeah.
You know, not every day is going to be the best work. Not like every month is going to be the best work. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3 pieces is going to be really good, and then the rest is just going to be doodles.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
But I think you need to go in with that mentality.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes people say that they will, but they don't mean it.
No.
You just like,
and
this isn't good
then the
enough.
pressure's going to be there.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
it
gonna
is going to be
fast,
there.
Yeah.
So try to you know, go frozen on the bitch. Like, you know, we coined it. We coined it so many years ago.
And
but it still works.
Yeah.
Especially for that. But yeah, so Miss Ninja Cookie, hang in there, keep working, do your thing. We are very proud of you. Keep doing
going,
your thing. You're doing a great
job. There's
job.
nothing wrong if you quit that challenge as well.
No.
Because if it's just bringing you negativity, you're just sort of like...
You're wasting energy.
Yeah, you're wasting energy. You're pissing on the thing you love, basically.
Yeah.
Because you're like some type of pride thing, you know, like, oh, but I said I was going to do it. This is not important. There are other more important things to sort of like put your energy on.
Yeah.
I
Like
would say.
life.
Life, yeah.
Yeah. Or just, you know, take a break. It's okay too.
I think just like if it only breeds negativity, take the learnings, move on.
Exactly.
Like there is nothing wrong with that. I don't want you to quit stuff, everything you start, but this one just doesn't feel as if it's going to give you that much more than you completed 100 Elsas.
Exactly. And then the bottom line is that you're doing this for you anyways.
Yeah.
You're not doing this for us or anybody else.
Nope.
This is for you and you alone. So that's why it's your choice.
Yeah.
Some magical words from 2 bearded wizards in this
course.
dark dungeon. Please let us out. Help! Anybody listening, help us!
Somebody.
We are stuck.
Just need
They only feed us on Mondays.
That's what it feels like. Huh?
Oh, imagine that.
Fuck.
We were actually like prisoners in this room, and nobody knows, and we're forced to do this podcast.
It sounded like they were crying on the previous episode.
Why do they sound so mean? Yeah. No, we love our job. Not a job. Hobby.
Hobby, not a
Sorry.
job.
I
Hobby.
derailed Ilias long
No
enough.
worries. No worries. Okay, so before we dive into what you could actually sort of like dive into to actually earn some money,
Actually.
you should always be like, this is something you should be doing all the time, and it's setting up opportunities for the future.
Yes.
Because being a type of freelancer, you need to have, you know, like clients sort of like back to back. And the way to have clients back to back, I think, is just, you know, like, first of all, just contacting all the companies. You know, it could be through like an email, you know, like with people you've worked with. But it could also be just contacting people on social media, like we talked about, like just sending a DM and send it to a lot of companies that you want to work with. But don't just send them like, "Hi, I would love to work with you."
No, give them some content or like at least something that they can chase, maybe, look up.
Or just have you, just like, you could bring them value in some way.
Yeah.
If you have the following, that could be it. If you have, like artwork that you think you should collaborate with them and do something, like you should have a plan, like you should have like some ideas of what you could do together. And if they like it, they'll get back to you. If they don't like it, they might still get back to you with that answer. But just like you should be contacting people that you think, like you could say, for example, if I use myself as an example, like, "Hi, I do work with Microsoft and Wacom and blah, 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 and we've done this together," and I could send them some videos of stuff we've done together. Or, I was like, "Oh, I did a demo for iNet and Wacom together at this place, and this is what we ended up with." Or, like I took their logo or their mascot and then I redrew it on their like company event thing. And it was sort of like this stand-up retro thing that I did together with them. Like they were telling me things about the company and I was adding them to the drawing. Just like pitch ideas of what you could offer them.
Yeah.
Because it might not give them, like sales.
No.
But it'll give them, maybe there's a fun like thing they could do. Like our company does this fun thing and they use that as a promotion to sort of like create awareness about their brand.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to always, you don't always have to bring them a monetary value.
No. And even just saying that, they might get an idea that you didn't have and like,
exactly.
Maybe not do that, but we do have this thing coming up and maybe we could do something there. Like there's always, just keep opening those doors.
I think so. I think so. And that's something you should be doing like all the time in between projects, and all that stuff. So moving on though, like, oh yeah, and also go to conventions and stuff like that we've talked about.
Be visible, be out there.
Be super visible, because some of the jobs, like sometimes you see work that you just don't appreciate yourself. And you're like, why did that artist get that job? Maybe they went to that convention you were like too lazy to go to, or like didn't care about, or just didn't prioritize.
Most likely.
And they went there and they got that gig because they were the only artist there.
Yeah.
Like showing off.
That's how easy it could be.
I think so. And what we've said a lot in this podcast, people are like, "Oh, I'm not good enough to be an artist."
Fuck that.
Look around you. Everywhere you go, there's always going to be like some logo or some fucking sketch on a wall, like official things, that look like shit.
Yeah.
So if they can get a job, there's a job out there for you as well.
Guaranteed.
And
this is no joke. This is a guarantee from us. There is a job out there for you.
There is a job out there for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's just like maybe Disney or, like some big name company won't hire you because you don't have that skill. But there is, like, depending on where you are on the skill ladder, like there is a job out there for basically everyone,
Yeah.
Like not starting off, like in your squiggles, but
no.
But even sometimes that's the gist that I get when I see some artwork out there.
Yep.
But we're not here to like talk what I like, what my preferences are. I'm just saying that there are jobs out there, no matter what you think. And you're gonna look back on some of your own commercial works and just like, ugh, why did anyone hire me? And that is also fine. Like you should find a balance there. You got to start somewhere.
That's it.
But start with getting good at drawing. That's always a good tip.
Yes.
But then we have two types of income.
Yeah.
You have the active one where you actually have to do work like all the time to get paid. And then there's the sort of like inactive or like,
the passive.
The passive, sorry, that's the one. Where you do a lot of work and then income sort of like generates through that.
Yeah. It could be royalties or it could be, whatever it is. Maybe you've done some deal with, let's say, a T-shirt brand, and they
per sold
exactly.
T-shirt,
You get a little percentage of everything they sell, and that keeps, ticking on. Or like I do, I have my my different what do you call them? Well, like TeePublic, for example, is one of these places where you submit art and that gets put on either a t-shirt or a hoodie or a coffee cup or a canvas, and people buy that because they think it's good. And then you get a very, very small percentage of those, that total sale. But it's still nice, like seriously, because this might be derailing, and sorry for that, but
no worries.
My thoughts on this thing is I'm creating artwork just for me anyways.
Yep.
I'm going to upload it anyways. If I've already uploaded it, I might as well just submit it to this page as well, and then maybe somebody sees it and buys it, and then I get a little bit of money for that. So no, like seriously, a lot of the work, let's say 98% of all the work that I've done hasn't made anything. But I do have like 1, 2, or 3 pieces that still sort
generate
of
something.
It's not a lot of money, but it's like
bunny.
It's not a lot of bunny.
I get a lot of bunnies from my eyes.
But maybe like $50 a year, or something like that.
I was gonna start with the active income, but let's do the passive one because I think you started off on a real good thing there.
That was the only thing that I could really.
Yeah, but that's fine because there's a lot of options, about passive income, and I think just like being, like Threadless, Redbubble, Etsy,
Society
if you're
6.
doing, Society 6. I think Etsy, the difference there is that you do all the steps yourself. Like the pros of the other ones are basically lost on Etsy. Because I don't think Etsy delivers or does. I think.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure. But I think everything, you ship everything.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I think you just like
so it's just like a sales front or store front for yourself?
I think so. I think that's what it is.
That makes
Maybe
sense.
they do take a commission for something,
Probably.
like for like web space. I don't know. They have to take something. But I've never used Etsy myself.
I have an account, but I only created the account.
Yeah.
Like I never actually did anything with it. It's because I forgot that I actually created it. But so I should look into that.
Yeah.
But
the cool thing about like these the passive income is that you could basically be focusing on other things, and money could be, like depending on.
Let's say you're actually you have a good reach and you have people that want your stuff.
Yeah, then that could be like a super nice way to go.
Yeah,
but it shouldn't like be the one and only way to go for you. Like you should still be doing other things.
Yeah,
but I think just like. Passive income could be such a great sort of like side thing to just like bump up what you're already earning, on the others.
Plus, it is a little sort of ego boost whenever you get that email saying somebody purchased your product. It just feels good.
Yeah.
But with the ones that I have, or at least the ones that I sell through, I don't get a lot of money. I think I get $2 if they buy a T-shirt, which costs like somewhere between $20 and $30. So it's a very, very small percentage.
Yeah.
But again, the only thing I did was upload my image and then decide what it would look like on the T-shirt. And you can also set rules or limit what you want it to be sort of sold on. So if you only want the print to be sold on a white T-shirt, you can only have it on, or you can set it to being just that. So I don't know. It's super easy, and it doesn't cost any money to be a part of this community either. But the cool thing about TeePublic actually, so they reached out to me, as all of these companies do all the fucking time. They find a like piece that I did somewhere, and then they send one of those automatic emails to you. But I'd heard of them before. I think one of my friends have used them, and they recommended them. But what they did was that, and this was something that I didn't have to pay for either, but they gave me like my own sort of person to always talk to. And that person made sort of a little storefront for me and took images from my Facebook and stuff and made like a mock-up site and said, is this okay? Like, we just want to help you boost like your activity, la la la. Does this look good, or do you want to change this or this? But they did all of that for me, and also gave me, every once in a while they send out like
like Society 6, like a little like 50% off.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this week we're gonna do a 30% off or something. Here's the like the image and link and blah blah blah. So they always give you all of this stuff. So they make it super easy for you to do this. And if I was more of an active person, I would probably be able to make money from this. But again, it's just like being a freelancer. You have to keep promoting yourself and selling out as much as possible, and just like pretty much with every post you do, mention that, oh yeah, by the way, check out this link to get this
that is
print. Yeah. So, you know, because I am lazy, I didn't do that anymore.
No, and that's common.
You know.
I think that the cool thing about the passive income is that it takes up you need to invest a lot of time up front. It might be to create the artwork itself. It might be if you're doing tutorials and workshops, for example. You might need to, you know, like making videos. We all know that it takes up a lot of time, and like it might take up a lot of time up front. And but when you've created your tutorial, you know, or something else, like once it's out there and it's good enough and people like start understanding. Remember, it doesn't have to go viral for it to be good for you. Like, but over time it might get more popular, and you just like you need to invest in that time and let it take time. But maybe like while you're creating these things, also share them online. Not all of it, but tidbits, so that people feel part of your process. You know what I mean? Because I'm like most people are more willing to sort of like buy or purchase something they feel part of.
Yeah.
And you should, like I said,
emotional attachment. In a way,
yes, and it could be just that they gave you a tip when you started, like putting the tutorial together, or you asked a question like, what would you guys want to know about color, or, you know, whatever. And then people, like, even if they just gave you the title or, you know, like something like an idea, they might want to like purchase it to support you, and they don't care about the class itself. They just want to support you. They already know how to paint better than you, but they like the idea of what you're creating. You know what I mean? And just like treat everything as a community. I think that is how you get people to actually buy the end product as well.
Yeah.
So don't work on it like I did with this podcast for so long that people don't even know what you're doing anymore. Like, you should be sharing even more.
Yeah.
Because I did that in the beginning and the response was great. And then I disappeared for 4 months where I was doing the actual work.
Yeah.
But that was just stupid of me. I should have just kept pushing, like, every week, just something new,
Just
something
include,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Include people.
and that's what I learned. And I see others do it, and it's super good. So do that with basically everything you do, no matter what type of passive income you're trying to create. So, and then I had basically, like, you could do tutorials and workshops, just like as an example. You could do them on YouTube, you know, for free, and try to generate sort of like people to go to your Instagram or your website, your email list, you know, however you want to sort of like get people to your platform. Because you can't trust social media forever. Like, you need to get them somewhere. And I would say your own website is always the best bet, onto an email list where you can reach them at all time.
Yeah.
And just like when you have cool shit, you should send an email, you know, to your followers.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the strongest ways to just reach people. And still, you have a drop-off rate, but it's not controlled by Facebook, Twitter, Schmitter, you know, all those platforms. So just control your own basic like thing. And then Skillshare, I guess. Skillshare seems to be like growing in popularity a lot through the years.
Okay.
And that's another place where you could, if you don't know how to sort of like set it up yourself and get paid for it, Skillshare might be that platform. I don't know what their commission rate is, like what they take, what you can charge for your classes.
Yeah.
But it's out there. Like, that's one at least. There's probably more. Like, I think there was another one as well. I don't remember.
Yeah. I'm sure there is.
So those
Hundreds.
are like some ways to, because you've created this tutorial, it took weeks, a month, 2 months, but then it's always making money for you.
Yeah.
If it's something like a tutorial that people like, that could be another way to get them to buy your prints as well. Like, you've given them so much value by that class that they want to support you in more ways.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think those are just like some of the like cool things you could do. And like I said, don't expect it to like just start working immediately.
No.
But selling on Society 6, you can you make pillows, mugs, like, I don't know, tote bags, tote bags. I don't know what they're
Totoro.
called. Totoro bags. No, but now they have like bed linens and shit. Not what do you call them?
The ones that you put on the wall, like big.
They have like
sheets.
but they have actually like
bedspreads
and shit now that you could buy with prints on them and
Nice.
shit. Like and duvets or whatever the fuck they are. You know, like just like you could. There's a lot of stuff on Society 6.
We should do a Sketchbook Heroes one and just
I think that actually
nude pics of us, and then you could sleep with us.
Shit, that I haven't even thought about.
Right?
Nudes
Yeah.
always sell.
Just
No, but
put your face on Chewbacca.
now I'm gonna take that. Not Burt Reynolds. Is it Burt Reynolds?
Yeah.
Or is it the other one?
The one that Deadpool used?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. That's Burt Reynolds.
That's the Burt Reynolds one.
Yes.
Yeah. I should
The
just do
Burt
that.
Reynolds.
The Burt Reynolds. But I'm just saying that, like, for example, Society 6, you could set your own price.
Yeah.
So let's say they take $2 for, like, a fee for, you know, because the cool thing about these places are that they will take care of, you know, like the materials, everything.
Shipping.
You just, exactly, ship it out for you,
Exactly.
which is a fucking hassle. I hate every time I held like a giveaway or something and I have to send things out. And sorry, Ubalancerad, for not sending your shit. Fuck, I just remembered.
Yeah.
I love these sites for that. And
Yeah.
I'm not like against paying them for it. 'Cause
No.
this is the part that I hate the most. It's everything that doesn't involve art.
Exactly.
Like,
The
it's so
logistics.
boring. Yeah, the logistics part. Like,
That's our brains don't really work that way.
Yeah.
We're not like in a good way. If you're a good artist, I doubt you're gonna be a good logistics guy.
there's some that do everything so well.
Yeah, I know.
But I hate
There's
them.
always
There's always
those
the
guys.
awesome people.
Yeah. Like
But
pretty
I'm
much
not like
everybody
that.
except us.
Except us, yeah. But that's how it feels.
Good on you, people.
Good on you. We don't hate you. A lot. But they take care of all that shit. So,
Yeah.
you know, you just have to, like, put your shit on their merch, basically. Yeah.
Put your shit on their shit.
and they take care of the rest.
Yeah.
And you can set your own prices. Like, okay, so Society 6 takes about this much.
Yeah, so if you're doing a t-shirt, it is $20 for a t-shirt, and they have that as a fixed amount already set. So you just
Yeah.
write in the amount that you
Wanna
want in
make.
your own pocket.
Yeah, exactly that.
And then that becomes the total amount. It's a
Yeah.
smart move, but it's also a bit risky because it's going to make your shirt super expensive if you want.
And I am for
money.
it. I am
Yes.
all for being expensive.
Definitely. And the
than
quality
being
is
cheap.
actually pretty good from Society
I
6.
have like 2-3
and,
t-shirts there from my friend that I ordered.
I've ordered from all the places that
Mm-hmm.
I have. So Redbubble, Society 6, and TeePublic. And they're all really good quality. So they have
And I
been
think that's why
tested
they
and approved
start,
by
yeah.
me. There
Yeah.
you go.
That's
Uh,
awesome. But I think that's a great way, and you shouldn't go cheap.
No.
Like, because the thing is,
It's your work.
it's your work.
Time that you're never going to get back. You've wasted your life on this.
yeah, exactly. You've wasted life.
No, but
No.
that's exactly what it is. I know I've said it before, and I keep saying that shit all the time. I'm going to stop saying that now, people.
Don't stop saying it.
I'm going to stop saying it. But for me, that's always like, how do you pay for a large chunk of time of your life? Like, how would you value that in money?
Yeah,
I'd say it's invaluable.
invaluable. Yeah,
So consider that.
yeah.
Don't make every piece $1 million piece now, just
No.
because I said it that way. But
No, but I think it's
Just-
like you should value your time like,
Exactly.
a lot.
especially if you're a person like me that really undermines everything that you do, and you feel like, well, this piece is worth 3 cents. You
Yeah.
know, don't be that way. Really consider even the money you've spent creating that piece. And what I mean there is not just the material you use, but the rent for being in the room that you're sitting and drawing in, the electricity for the light that you've had going
Yeah,
while you
spending.
create it, you know, all of that, the food you have to, you know, the jolt coke that you need or drugs that you need to go through and finish this piece. All of that adds up to one chunk of, you know,
Yeah.
a price. And then you add what you want on top of that.
Yeah.
I think that's a good, solid way to think about pricing stuff.
And something that you could do for, I guess it's, I don't know if it classifies as passive exactly, but some prints that you feel are worth it, you could make into a limited run where you print them on a bit like nicer paper,
Yeah.
nicer, you know, everything. and you
like
only
you
have
did with your
my
latest Zelda, the big Zelda piece.
Yeah, exactly, that I sold only on Comic-Con, and
But
then that was it.
awesome. That was so good though, and it was so ballsy of you to do that too.
Everyone
only
was like, you should have taken more money. I was like, too late for that, motherfuckers.
yeah. Well, you
Terrible.
sold all of your prints.
I
so
did sell all of
I'm
them.
guessing the people that told you to take more money didn't sell all of their prints, maybe?
No, they weren't part of it.
There you go.
They were not the
They're
people
not
that
even selling prints.
losers.
But yeah.
No, but yeah. That is a way to do it. And
Yeah.
like I've said before, selling fan art I will only do on, on Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
And then I will never do that again. Like
No.
and
So you wouldn't do a commission if somebody asked you for it? No?
No, I'll get into commissions later.
Okay,
Like
okay.
when we get to the active income.
Yeah.
Why?
This is interesting. I'm already curious.
But just like
Because fan art's always going to be a touchy subject, I think. For me it's not. Like I really don't give a shit because that's pretty much 70% of my Instagram is just seeing people do fan art.
Yeah, I
That's
get
what
that.
it feels like. you know?
No, I have the same, like on some accounts, like they
Yeah.
just do fan art basically, and some sell it, and I don't really personally care.
No.
But I wouldn't do it. Like I wouldn't sell I wouldn't sell prints, like endless prints on someone else's dime.
No. I get it.
And on Comic Cons, I don't know. Like I feel like Comic Con is a place where you celebrate what you love.
Mm-hmm. And it is.
And you give up people opportunity to buy something that isn't there for all the time. Like my Zelda prints, like I didn't sell the first one, the most popular one that I made years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it to some friends that I know, and they gave me some money because they wanted to. I didn't want anything really, but they wanted my Zelda pieces, but I sold them to no one else because of the fan art thing.
Yeah.
And now on Comic-Con, I sold the limited prints, and that was it. And the worst thing about that is you have to pay up front. You yourself have to invest, and then you might not sell any of it.
Exactly.
So there's a gamble there.
Yeah, that's the scary part. Like, will you get a return or not?
Yeah.
And for me, it's never been, like, I've never gotten a full return when I've done a print run or anything. With that said, I didn't invest as much as you did.
Yeah.
For me, it was more like, okay, I'll do a little test. Let's do, a little bit cheaper paper, more just like a normal poster that you would have in the cinemas or whatever. Yeah. And not like go fancy paper.
Oh, yeah,
and all
that was
stuff.
fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Like all of it.
But, and then because I do get the request quite a lot because I do a lot of fan art and it is only for me. So like I never do it in my head. It's never to sell to anybody. Yeah. But then you get a few requests, and once I've gained maybe 10 or so people asking for a print, that's when I start considering doing a print run. And whenever I do a print run, none of these people buy any fucking prints.
That's why I don't trust that thing.
And that is the story of my life.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't do any fucking prints anymore.
Yeah. But that's what we talked about before as well. Like when I said research your own work basically is to see what people actually react to honestly. And not just say, oh, I would totally buy a print of this,
Exactly.
Because sometimes I just feel like people want to write something, and that's an easy thing to write.
Yeah.
Whereas when people actually sort of connect with something you've drawn, the comments are different. You know what I mean? Like they create, like they evoke an emotion in them that is legit or like genuine. Yeah. And I don't feel that like I would, this should totally be a print, bro. You should make t-shirts, bro. Yeah. Or like, oh, you should make tattoos. Like that's the kind of comment. That print one, I feel like it gets that same sort of mindless, like they're trying to be nice, but they don't have anything.
No, that
it's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, oh, this should be a tattoo. And they've not thought about it really. Yeah, because sometimes my work has like details you just wouldn't. We do rubbish tattoos, basically.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it wouldn't work, and I just think people want to say something nice, so that's why I'm looking for like genuine interest rather than like comments like that, because that used to be a thing like way back, and people would like, oh, dude, you should totally do prints of this. Like, no, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. Like I barely be able to just like replicate like my the stuff that I draw in my purple sketchbook, which is toned paper. Like anything I take from there and like blow up, like to make prints of, like it's not great.
No.
Like the quality always suffers. Like
Exactly.
it's not as crisp as you see it.
No.
And you get into sort of the grain of the paper and it starts like looking shit.
Exactly.
So they're just good as originals and that's it basically, unless I digitalize them entirely and paint over.
Yeah, you need to remake.
Yeah,
the whole
remake
thing.
it basically.
Yeah.
But let's leave passive. Like
Yes.
there's more ways to make passive income. We can't cover them all
No,
because
we don't know them all either. Like,
exactly that. But it's also like passive income could basically be like you have a podcast and someone pays you to talk about whatever the fuck you're talking about. And that's like money you don't really have to do anything for except to like...
I wouldn't agree.
No, but it depends on how you get paid.
Yeah.
Maybe someone's like paying you to just be part of, like, just to be mentioned. That could be more passive. Like you don't have to... But even just like, oh, you should check out 21 Draw, la, la, la. That's, like for us, that's something we do fairly easy.
Yeah.
But you could also have, like it's a bit of in between. Like, I guess it depends. Because I think on YouTube, for example.
I mean, what I mean is that we, in terms of a podcast, need to do something every time for this person. Like, it's not a passive thing in that way. It's not going to live its own thing and keep generating money.
That is true.
We need to keep working to get that money.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That's true.
That's why.
Crushed. That is true. That you did indeed.
Yes.
But
I think everybody
that
knows.
was my sort of like, that should be a tattoo.
Yeah.
Reply. Good one. Okay, so let's fuck that passive income.
Yes. Fuck all the passiveness.
And just go to like stuff you have to work for, like that thing. But you have like a lot of option as an artist. Like you could be like a graphic designer. You could be like a traditional painter. You could be both. You could like the more things you can do, the better.
Yes.
But this is like if we touch up on commissions as the type of freelance work that you do.
Mm-hmm. Let's dive into it.
Okay, so the reason why I don't like commissions is I'm slow. I'm not that fast when it comes to like polishing up my stuff. That's where it takes time. Like I get like halfway through and then it just stops.
Yeah.
And then I have to start like fleshing it out and like polishing it.
Mm-hmm.
And not being satisfied really doesn't help. I usually like the sketch and then I keep working on it and then I hate it.
Yeah.
And then by the end, I might like it for a while. And then, it takes forever, though, to get to that stage.
Yeah.
And working for people, I call it working for peanuts because that's basically what you're doing. You're investing a lot of time because you want it to be, like, I care more about this stuff because I get to sort of, like, people say, I want this. Like, you drew your link or how you drew this thing. They want my personal style entirely. And I have more pride in that than I have my commercial work. And that doesn't mean that I do my commercial work badly, but there's something about my personal work that I know I have, like I'll invest more time in it because there's no time limit to it in the same way as, the commercial work that I do. Mm-hmm. So I'll just work on it for hours and hours and hours and, like zoom in and paint things that you can't see. And just like I'll overinvest in that type of art.
But you're still getting paid to do that, so...
I am getting paid to do that, exactly, but it's different for me mentally.
Yeah.
So I'll overinvest in it, and then I won't get enough money for it. Like, I should be getting more money for the commissions because I'm investing more time in them.
Yeah.
Whereas the commercial work, there's I always try to deliver so that they're super satisfied. So when I say I don't, put in as much into it is because there's a time limit, there's a deadline, it needs to be delivered, so you sort of have to take that into account as well. Like it can't over polish every single eyelash that's not going to be visible, no. So I do, I think if you see them zoomed out, you wouldn't see the difference, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me, it feels like that commission, that personal type of work that I do is more polished.
Yeah.
But maybe you can't see it at all.
No, probably not.
But I would invest more because I have more time.
Yeah.
And even if I set a fake deadline, it's not the same as a live, sharp deadline.
Yeah.
Like, that's just...
My brain just wants to say, because daddy jokes, but deliver alone.
Deliver.
Live alone.
Live alone. Terrible.
So bad.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like, so commissions for me, like, also, like, I don't want to draw your dog. I don't want to draw your grandpa, your kids.
Or your fucking face.
Or your face. Or your girlfriend's face. Or, you know, someone else you love that I don't care about.
No.
Like, it's just
gonna
not
be
fun.
so
It's
expensive for you as well.
That's the thing as well. Like, I would have to charge you an arm and a leg. And I don't want your arm or your leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just, like, it's just not worth it. And, like, the payout is just not worth the investment of time. No. And let's say I take, you know, like, the time that I take. And I get, let's say, I don't know, like, even if I get, like, $70, I've only done the one thing.
That's not even an hour's work.
That's what I meant as well. Like, and when I work with companies, I get more an hour than you pay me for the whole thing, you know. And it's just like to make a living, and that's what I'm talking about. It's not about, oh, I want more money because, no, I have to actually pay shit. And if I spend weeks drawing the one thing for, you know, like a handful of coins, it's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money. Like when I have to pay shit and cover my expenses. Because I think just time passing is a lot of money not earned. Yeah. And if I just did commissions, like I've seen people with expensive commissions, and like where people charge, you know, like $350.
That's my starting price. Yeah.
Same, but it's just like even then,
it's still like
I could do less work and earn so much more, and then not have to draw your dog. You know, like and still get that satisfaction of.
And that's the thing too, like because. You know, eventually somebody is going to be willing to pay for it. Yeah. And then it's going to be worth it. Yeah. So that's why I think both of us aren't really stressing that thing or like lowering our prices. Yeah. But we've also been doing this for, you know, long enough to know when we're going to be fucking ourselves. Really.
Yeah. And that's what I feel with commissions. Like when I did commissions back, like I started super expensive on the commissions though. Like
what was your
$300?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When you started?
Yeah. I have like this guy from Australia contacted me, and he was like, "Dude, I know. Like I saw your post on DeviantArt, and
it's still a thing though. People are still doing things for DeviantArt.
And people were doing like $5, you know, like commissions and stuff, and I just like $300 or $350." And he just gave me like, oh, I want this. I want my characters, these 3 characters on this sort of like
I remember that one.
You remember that one? The guy with the black suit with the sword.
When they were like in the mountain.
In the mountain, snowy thing, terrible piece.
No, I loved that piece.
Yes, it's not great. I looked at it like recently. Fuck me sideways. That was terrible. I still have the originals and everything like PSD.
Oh, shit.
But that guy was like, dude, you were the most expensive guy, but love your work. I want you to do these. And he paid me for that one, and then he gave me extra money for another one that I didn't make because he never got back to me. So he paid me the $350. Oh no, and he paid me a deposit for the next piece, like another $100.
Holy shit.
And he fucking never got back to me ever again. He's like, I'm just going to write it out and blah, 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 blah. Never asked for the money back or anything. I might have specified that I wouldn't give the money back if they gave me, like, that was like, I'll get into it. But he just never sent me anything.
But didn't you start the other piece too?
No. I had nothing on that. I had nothing. Like,
maybe we were just talking about it.
Because I had the characters. Because he sent me that for the first piece.
I really loved the characters. I loved everything about that. Wasn't it for like a book or something that he was doing?
I think he was writing a book. I don't remember now, but I don't think
I wonder what happened with that.
I don't know.
Dude, you should reach out to him again. Maybe he wants his money back.
Yeah. But he paid me a lot. I think I earned like a total of $500.
That's good.
Yeah, that was good.
Especially for not back then.
Yeah, for not doing the work as well. Yeah. But no, but that was, you know, back in the day. But then I realized sort of like eventually that even with that amount of money, back then, like I was working so long, and you know, so much time was lost, and I couldn't pay anything with that money.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, Like the amount of time that I spent earning that, I earn in a day. You know, like as a hired artist.
Yeah.
And it's just like it wasn't a great way to make money. Like I could do one of those passion projects every now and then because oh shit, I really want to draw this poster for like the like Poster Posse or something like that.
Yeah.
AMV poster. So like something official like that I wouldn't get a lot of money for it maybe, but it would be an awesome project to be involved in. And
yeah,
then
maybe today I'm gonna actually talk about that project.
Ooh, you should.
Speaking of,
and I think that's when you should do commissions. And then there's people that are super fast. You know, they can bang out a commission, and it's worth the time. Like they'll do it in a day.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you're that person, that's good. That's a good way to make money.
Yeah, exactly.
But I would still not put all my income in that because as soon as you stop earning money, and that's it shouldn't be all you do.
No, but that's pretty much my life, anyways.
Oh yeah, so freelance work, commissions. That was commissions.
Yeah,
and then there's you could work for games. You could make stuff for them. You could work in animation, I guess, if you're like know anything about that. And you could do commercial work just in general, like for, I don't know, magazines, online, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck is out there.
Books
or logos, whatever the fuck you're doing. The more you do, like I hate people that limit themselves, like I only do traditional when they're not, like you can't just make a living off of that because you're not that type of artist. You don't have that draw.
No.
You're limiting yourself. And I totally understand if that's what you love doing. But if you want to work with art, sometimes we just need to expand because sometimes we don't know that we love digital. We just know that we hate the sort of learning curve. You know what I mean? And
hate.
I think, and I think we limit ourselves and our potential sometimes by the way that I like how pencil feels. Like, yeah, but you could make some awesome money and work digital as well.
Yeah.
While you love your pencils. You know what I mean? Like you could do both. There's not like an exclusive on pencils.
No.
That is like digital art can feel fucking amazing as well.
Yes.
And especially when it's paying your rent.
And it's also, I like the challenge of making a digital piece look traditional.
Exactly.
I love that you take that extra effort to make it look a little bit more shitty.
Yeah. And then people are like, oh shit, this tradition. I'm like, that's digital.
Exactly.
That is the satisfaction.
Yes. Basically all you need to do is just take a photo of a paper and just check that in the background. And then multiply.
Multiply, motherfuckers.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are some ways, and like we talked about before, do events, do all the things to, get more work in the future, write to companies to sort of like always have someone thinking about you.
Yeah, put your face in somebody's face.
Basically that, because that's what you need to do if you're going to do like this active income thing. Like you need to always remind people that you exist. Never be ashamed of it because algorithms will make you invisible anyway.
Yep.
So people are like, oh, I don't want to talk about my prints all the time. I do it once a week. Yeah, once a week is nothing for anyone. Yeah. Because there's like even like except the people that I follow super closely that I have like on Instagram, for example, as friends, close friends. That's the only people that basically show up now. That's like Instagram basically prioritizes them and like 2 more people outside of that. And then I see their work all the time. So don't be afraid to fucking promote. Promote everywhere. It's not going to go as in people's face as you think it will.
No.
At least anymore. Like back in the day, yes. But now, like most of the shit you post is not seen by anyone.
Yeah.
Because they want money for it. So.
Do we know what happened with the latest update?
Yeah, it fucked me over at least.
Well, apart from fucking you.
No. I have really no idea.
Like, what did they do?
I have no idea, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels like it takes longer for posts to build up, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
So in 3 days, I'll get 1/3 of the likes that I got before.
That's crazy.
Or less. Like even
for me,
less.
it doesn't change because my following is never like
Yeah.
the size that you have. But
I have no idea what happened.
so like, well, yeah, I just don't know.
It might change as well again in the future. But right now, for example, I was getting between 1,000 to 2,000 likes per image. And now I'm getting 200 to 500 likes.
That's fucking crazy.
And I've changed nothing. Like, it's just from one day to another.
Same hashtag, same everything.
Everything.
Jesus.
So, yeah. And
Like
I'm not getting...
That's not even a little
No,
change.
that's a lot. That's a big change for me. Like,
especially like if you are a person that is very...
And I am drawing people. Like, people are interacting. They're staying on the platform. I'm doing all the things that benefits them.
Yeah. But still, nothing.
No. I don't know. I don't know what changed. And
So I abandoned ship right at the fucking... Yeah.
it is weird. But I like I said, I ranted about it to people that I know. And they ranted back. Like Loth Lennon.
Oh, yeah.
She and I wrote back like, oh, this is what we think is happening. And then I just like, fuck it. And then you just move on. Because I think it's
Did she feel it too? Like,
not in the same way, because she has like 72K.
She's got fuck you followers, whereas...
whereas we don't.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Like, I think it's just like, it's healthy. Like, it's not about my work. It's about algorithms. And you should never take that personally, even though it feels like Instagram hates you and want to piss on you while you die.
And so it will.
How is that not a T-shirt? Like anyone out there making T-shirts, please make T-shirts of that. I give it to you.
We're giving you gold every episode.
Every fucking episode. Yeah.
Where's the honey badger shirts? I'm still waiting for the honey badgers.
But something that I've done sort of like when I do commercial work, it's still like one-offs usually.
Yeah.
And I think I've said this before, just like when you work with companies, try to have it in your contract so that when you create a piece, like if it's not for gaming, when you work with people's IPs, I don't do that much because I don't like just doing sort of one-offs and then they own the rights to it.
Yeah.
That's not my type of work. Like, because people are like, oh, you're going to freelance and do like games and stuff. Like, no, I would never do that because it's just basically, I'm just making cool shit and then giving it to a company that becomes a millionaire. And that's all, like, I'm not wishing them not to be millionaires, but I'd rather invest my time in something that'll pay my rent and so that I can focus on being creative without having to worry about my next paycheck while someone else becomes a millionaire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm worrying about the next paycheck and they go and cash in on my work. Or like a bunch of artists' work. So what I try to do, for example, is when I work with a company and they use my work for something, it doesn't matter what it is, I usually just give them the right to use it for a limited amount of time. So, you can use it for this promotion for 2 months or, for the campaign that is a week long. And if you want to extend the campaign, you'll have to pay me again.
Yeah. And that's the smartest move to do as an artist. I think
you should be doing that with everything.
Yeah.
Just like you have to pay for Spotify every month, they should fucking be paying you as well, like for something like that you've done.
If you've done something that is on there and they're making money from it, why wouldn't you be getting some of that money back into your pocket?
Unless they pay you so much money that you don't have to care about that.
Exactly.
But I would say just like give them the rights to use your artwork for 2 months, for example, and then if they want to extend that or they want to like change the campaign, like, oh, we really noticed that if we change the campaign to this, we need to remake the artwork again. Then it says in your contract, if they want to do any changes to the artwork, they'll have to send it back to you, not anyone else. So before they can hire anyone else to do it, they'll have to ask you to do it.
Yeah.
So if you're busy with another project, you could just like, you can use the artwork again. You'll have to pay me like a little less.
Yeah. Like,
and you can have someone else do the changes. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Fuck it. So you get some money for that as well. Like,
that's what happened with me and Viaplay, actually.
Oh, really?
I haven't talked about this. We've talked about that. We should talk about our own experiences.
Yeah.
So this is one of the later ones that I did in Australia. But I got a fun little concept job. Again, this happened the way it normally happens. I'm sitting there, broke off my ass, just praying to whatever God I'm praying to. Please, I need some fucking work. McDonald's wouldn't even hire me. This is shit. And then all of a sudden, from nowhere, like a fart in the wind, here comes some job. It's amazing how that works.
Insane.
Always. Yeah. But because that job came along, obviously I get 5 other jobs at the same time.
That's how it works?
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyways, so I have some contacts in sort of the Swedish film community and TV business. And this one person contacted me because they were doing this new little figure for Viaplay, which is pretty much the Scandinavian or Nordic Netflix in a way, like another one of those streaming services. And they wanted a character for their children's sort of, or yeah, the kids section of this streaming platform, who was called fucking, I don't know what it's called. Anyways, so I got to do some really fun concepts for this sort of squirrel cat-like character that, you know, almost like Crash Bandicoot-ish. And almost all the way to the finished concept piece, but somewhere along the way there were some miscommunications, as there always is when you're dealing with bigger companies. And it started as soon as it left my direct contact. So as soon as the next person started looking at it, more input, and then more people, and then more input, and more people. And at that point, I already said that, you know, this is as many changes as you get. So it's already becoming too much. And, you know, we were like maybe a day of sketching away from just handing it off to the goddamn 3D artist. And at that point, I just said, nope, just pay me the rest of the money. I am done. You have all of the concepts. What you're asking me to do is what I have right here. Again, the first sketch that I did, first concept I handed in, that whole fucking loop again. It's just like, it's right there. Mm-hmm. Don't ask me to redraw that same piece again. Like, thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah, I
but
don't like that.
The cool part about that was they were like, yeah, that's totally legit. Here's the rest of your money. Thank you for your hard work.
That is awesome.
That character is actually on Viaplay now.
Boom! You have to show me what it is.
It's really, really horrible.
It doesn't matter. Like,
yeah.
But I think that is a very good thing to keep in mind as well. When you work with a client, like up front before you start work, you know, have some rules. We've said this before, like have some rules about how many sort of like changes they can require of you or how many you are willing to give before you start charging extra for it. So I usually go for 2, depending on what kind of work it is. And if it's early on and it's just doodles, I'll, you know, change stuff. I don't care. Oh, fuck, it's that one.
Yeah, you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I don't know what they named her.
I have no idea. I never watched it.
But like, seriously, this is the... So I just showed him an image of...
Squirrel Girl.
I think Fixie, I think is her name. Just showed her an image. And seriously, I don't have it on my phone, but I could show you my first sketch, and it's almost the exact same thing.
The exact same, yeah.
So,
but be clear, funny. Yeah. It's really important to be clear with how you approach your work, basically, because that, like, if they know how you work, like, most clients will respect the way you work. And if you've set it up front and they didn't pay attention, you could always refer back to it and you'll always be in the right. But if you start coming in with these things, like, while you're working, you'll come off as the asshole.
Yeah,
you know.
And I think that's what I came off as, because enough was enough, and there was no longer a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't be nice anymore. So I'm pretty sure that was the last job I did for Viaplay.
Yeah, that's how you lose customers.
Yeah.
Now, that's why it's important to think about this stuff.
And
before,
I wasn't an asshole, just to be clear. I was just being more like...
Matter of fact,
I had some backbone, you know. I could say no, because I was like, well, you know, I did my job already. Stop making me do more for no money.
For no money, and basically you're just redoing what you've already done, and they're not paying attention. So,
and like I said, we've done this a couple of times now. You know, I have been fucked over enough times to know when I'm being fucked over. So, thank you, but no, thank you.
No mas.
No mas.
But yeah, that's a great way, at least to, like, this is active income, but you could get passively paid, basically, if you do it the way that I said. Like, so you could either just quickly touch upon it is like you do the work, and then it's for a limited run or a limited campaign, whatever it is, like 1 month, 2 months, a week. Then if they want to extend that campaign, they'll pay you. You'll have to do no work. You'll be scheduling for Viaplay Weird Foxes while they pay you again for the same drawing. So you're getting paid several times for the same work. So that's awesome so far. And if they want to do changes, they'll pay you once more plus the usage.
Mm-hmm.
So you see what I'm doing here? I'm creating more value out of the work that I'm giving them.
Yeah.
And I never give my work away for a long time.
No.
I try to limit it to the campaigns or to stuff. Like they can show it like in-house whenever.
Yeah.
Because that'll just benefit me. But if they use it in a way that they're making money off of it, like outside of, like in a type of campaign or, whatever they're doing, I'm always going to get paid. Like, it's important or I will sue them.
Yeah.
And you should have that in your contract. I think it's a great way to get paid for, like if they're going to keep making money off of it, you should also keep making money off of it.
Yeah.
Legit. So that is a good way to earn extra passive income on your active income.
Hell yeah.
So I think that is one of the best ones. And then we have, I think this could be a passive and could be an active Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've never used it myself because I don't know how it would work with my company.
Same here. Again, I have a Patreon.
Oh, you have a Patreon. Yeah,
of course. I just always get these accounts, but I never do anything with them.
Oh.
So I have it sitting there. But I know that, I don't have enough pull in the social media industry, or like I don't have that presence to actually get people to, give me $1 or $10 every month or whatever it is. So that's why it's what's the use? Like, I would have to push out unnecessarily a lot of content for nothing.
Yeah. And I see benefits with Patreon if you have the following, but it could also be just like building a following on Patreon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The people that like what you do, for example, this podcast, we could use Patreon.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
And that would be sort of like the only thing you would get is next week's episode, basically. And just like, so we can keep making it. Because right now, we lose about, I think yearly, it's, I don't know, like, let's say $80. Or no, not $800.
But it's also, you need to think of like the rent for the studio, and there's a lot more stuff that I don't think we really include in the total amount.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more money.
But it is money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's money that we just take from our pockets, and we just like, we love what we're doing here, so we just don't mind the amount of money, like
we're investing in ourselves.
Basically, yes. And then we share it with you guys, and I would never want you to be, like, no one should have to pay for this podcast. I don't want that. No. I don't want you guys to pay for it. I want this to be, like, something you can access for free.
Exactly.
And then if we make money, I want it to be, through the podcast, but not from the listeners.
No. And, fuck. I haven't even thought about the pressure that would add to the podcast.
If we were getting paid by
I
don't know. Like, I wouldn't mind a Patreon for people who wanted to support it.
Exactly.
But I would never have it so that you pay us to make content.
No.
Like, you'd pay because you love the podcast and you think it's fun to listen to us babble about whatever the fuck we know and don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't have anyone pay me to make the podcast itself because I don't give a shit. I make this for me, basically. You know what I mean? Like, it comes from us. Like, having fun with my best friend and talking about these things that we've experienced, sharing the knowledge with you guys. But I would never have anyone pay us, like, oh, you should talk about this and this is money. Yeah. Like, because then I don't care. Like, I could do that with sponsors. Like, we come up with something cool, like, oh, Pen Store wants this or Wacom wants this. And we do that. And it comes from both sides, and we're like, yeah, and we could. That's different. But someone actually paying us, like a normal job, basically, like, here's your job.
That's what I mean.
I would never.
And it
hard
would,
pass.
I think I'd be second guessing everything I said as well, and it'd just be wrong. It'd just come out wrong. Yeah.
But I don't think we would ever end up there because none of us give a shit.
No.
And I think
nobody wants to pay us anyway.
And nobody wants to pay us. Yeah.
Pretty simple.
But another thing as well is, oh shit, I totally lost the other thing though. God damn it. No, I read something and I was like, good point. That point just lost.
Nice.
So fuck that point.
Yeah, fuck that
and
point.
move on. Yeah, there's probably other ways of making a lot of money. But I think these are some of the best sort of like things that we can come up with right now that I've at least written down so far. But I can't stress enough though that let it take time, like build an audience. Because the thing is, gaining a lot of followers just for the sake of it is not the same as those followers buying shit from you. Like, treat everything you do online as building community. Share your journey. Like, I'm doing this. I'm recording this tutorial. Give snippets. Like, share everything you do to your community. Have their opinions. Like, you don't have to act on every opinion. You know, like, oh, I think you should do a tutorial and add boobs, you know, and then you don't have to like follow through on all those like requests that come in, but just make people feel part of it. Because I think feeling is going to get you like it's going to give you more than actually just listening to every sort of like opinion that comes through, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like validate the people's existence with you. Like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'll try to think if I can get that in somehow, you know, if you feel that it's valid.
Yeah.
And just like involve people. Like before you do something, let's say you could have like a little live stream while you're working on a part of the tutorial where people like you just like you throw some ideas out and people are giving you replies to those ideas. Like no matter how you choose to do it, just like involve people in everything.
Yeah.
And then sending out these emails that I talked about to companies or to brands, like any type of brand that you want to work with and have an idea behind it. Because you could easily burn a bridge when you send one of these emails.
Yeah.
Like, oh, could you send me some free stuff? And then that's what you wrote and you offer them nothing.
Good luck.
Exactly. They're like, that door is shut. And if they don't erase that, it'll be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they'll have this like asshole. You're just going to see that it's been seen and then chirp.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky, yeah. You might also just go to the block pile.
Exactly.
So when you contact companies, make sure you have an idea of what, like, I'm not talking like it doesn't have to be all fleshed out, but it could be, you know, like you should have an idea of what you want from them.
Yeah.
Or if you've done other work, you know, with other companies that you could do with them, like similar ideas to grow from. So try to use all these things to like get the money and try to not just earn money on the one thing.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people do that. I still see it like, oh, I only draw with color pencils. Like, okay, who buys those? You know, like who buys color pencil work?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. You have to be really fucking good if you're gonna.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Like you have to be really fucking good with those color pencils.
Fuck color pencils, man.
Yeah, no, but I'm thinking just like anyone that just gets all locked in. Like one good way as well is just like if you have a niche for something, like super specific, and you get known for it, you could get a lot of money.
Just milk it.
You should milk it.
Yeah.
Milk it. It's like the guy with the jetpack. You know, like the jetpack guy, there's one. So always be the jetpack guy.
Always be the jetpack guy.
No, but if you're not that good at anything, just like learn more shit.
Yeah.
You know, like and become good at it.
Yeah, exactly. Stop complaining. Get to work.
Yep.
It's
Yep,
all.
yep, yep.
If you want to get money, you need to work.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much as basic as it gets.
And that's why I don't do logos as well, because it's same thing. You
Too
just
much
give up. No, yeah, exactly. I hate that type of work because I don't think it's creative for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is super creative. Like some people make the awesomest logos.
Yes.
I think they're super boring. Like I personally feel that it's boring to make like for
making
like-
something look so simple and clean and nice
like
takes too much work for me.
Same here. Like it's awesome when I see it. Like someone makes, like a logo for a company that is super simplistic.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a genius, to take out everything and still make it interesting. But for me, I don't feel that it's creative, but I can appreciate the work they put into it. I just can't appreciate me putting that work into it.
No, I totally get it. Yeah.
So it's not, but you should be open to all work, like until you've tried it. I've tried logos. I hated every minute of it for years. But I did it just because I could get those couple thousand crowns or, like...
Yeah, every once in a while, just get the bucks coming in.
Just get some bucks for something. Like, I need a new tablet. Fuck logos,
exactly.
And then you do those logos and all this feedback that I don't care about comes in,
And then here we go again.
Here we go again. Yeah.
Always.
I just hate that type of work.
And
I still get requests for logos. Like, I just got one. Did I mention it last week? I think so. But I got one as well. It's just going to be quick. They just want you to like draw what's already there, basically. But it's never that. It's never that simple. Because you start doing things and then they start getting ideas and they don't know shit about design.
And the thing is, they're paying money for it. So they're always going to have something to say. Even if they say that they want you to have complete creative freedom and la la la. It doesn't work that way. As soon as there's money involved, they're going to have something to say about it.
Yeah, and it's just not my type of work that I want to work with. Yeah. And again, once I've done the logo, there's no more money for me to make off of that. So it's just a lot of work put into it. I get some money, nice, but then there's nothing.
No.
And it just doesn't work for me to do that. Like,
no, we're not smart enough for logos, I think.
I don't think so. My brain does not work with logos.
No.
I love game logos. I could totally get into doing, could you make our logo for this game? Because the game has so much to take from and pull from, whereas the company has, printing machines and paper. Like, wow, really? Printing machines and paper? That sounds so fantastic. Yeah, exactly. Like Adam's apples. Like, I don't care about Adam's apples.
How you like them apples?
Yeah, exactly. That's if I couldn't make that logo, then fuck it.
Just make Matt Damon.
Yeah, Matt Damon is their logo.
Matt Damon.
Shaped as an apple. Oh man, you guys need to draw this. That would be the most epic fucking logo ever. Matt Damon as an apple for how do you like them apples?
Another one for our Patreon. Or Etsy shop.
But yeah, those are at least the tips that we have right now that I can sort of come up with.
I
There's
think there were
probably
really
a million others.
I think we touched on a very, very many good points here, and I mean, we're gonna do another one of these in the future, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. In a year or two.
All the stuff that we missed, we're probably gonna miss that in that one too. So just stay tuned for more awesomeness when it comes to getting paid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you guys really learned something from this. At least I know I did. So I need to go home and reevaluate my life and existence. And never ever see me on Instagram ever again.
And also remember, let it take time. Because we're not all that fucking famous, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's gonna take time, but try to build it up.
Yeah. And don't focus too much on the likes.
Yeah.
And all that other fucking bullshit that comes with the whole social media
And
thing.
also, if your art does suck, let's say you just picked up a pencil and just realized what side does what, then take that time.
Yeah.
Do that first. Because if you
become good.
Yeah, become better at least. Because I don't think we'll ever see ourselves as really good, but you can get good enough to get something sold.
Yeah.
So start there. Be where you are at. You know what I mean? And once you start seeing a pull or, an interest, use that.
Yeah.
So until then.
Good. Go out there. Create become better.
Shit, yeah.
Yes.
Sell stuff. Make money.
If you want some more help, check out 21 Draw again, because they have tutorials and good books
How
and
to
stuff.
make you better.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da.
That's what they do.
Nice segue.
There we go.
And with that said, moving on.
Moving on.
Pew, 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 motherfuckers.
Pew, pew, pew. Tools.
Tools.
Toolies.
You have tools?
Kind of.
I need to pee. No. Is that a tool?
Yes.
I
Yes,
am
it
a
is.
tool.
No, I'm staring at this big package. Like
Yes,
Elias.
thank you.
No, it's actually my big package. It's really, really huge. No, so today I wouldn't call it tools, but it's a new way of creating for me, and why I am doing this, something that I've hinted towards these last couple of episodes, but forgotten every single time.
Tell us, Robert. Tell us.
So I am going to be a part of an exhibit in London. Maybe I mentioned it a little bit last time, or maybe not. I don't know. Sometimes my brain forgets everything.
I don't remember.
Which is every time. But anyways, I am doing, and it's not like 100% out there yet, but it's official at least, an exhibit with AMP posters for a big gallery showing in London in September sometime. I don't think we have an exact date just yet, but so the exhibit is going to be movie posters celebrating the awesome movies that came out 1989 or 1990. So that was the brief that we got, was create one poster for one movie that came out either 89 or 90. So this was the most terrifying and daunting task that has ever been put on my shoulders because one,
choosing
movies, and if you saw my movie post or like, you know, my pre-Netflix post that I posted on my story last week, you'd see that I love every fucking type of movie, and especially during these, like the early 90s was the golden era for at least us when it came to movies.
Yep.
So many awesome films came out there.
Before things were cool.
Exactly. So thankfully, AMP posted a list of every artist that had jumped on, and on that list they also showed what the artist was going to do, like which movie they chose, which was great because then I could sort of go, okay, all of these people are tackling like the first Tim Burton Batman. All of these are tackling Edward Scissorhands and like all of these really, really big movies and stuff that you want to do something for because you love the movie, but you're like, well, you know, I want to do something original. So with that said, I chose Tango and Cash.
Oh, the best.
Yes.
So you have actually chosen something.
I have actually chosen it, and it's on the website and everything. I don't know when they're launching that website. I think it's still a work in progress, and they need to lock in the rest of the like 49 other artists.
But you're making it that big?
That's the tools.
Fuck.
Yeah. So the format that they want the artwork in, I think most people are going to do it digitally because it is in London, and you know, sending something to London is going to suck. But I am a traditionalist and I love doing traditional movie posters. So the format they want it in is A1 or D, like traditional movie poster size. So I am going to do a 1-to-1 actual movie poster now. So I bought gigantic paper that I will try to...
Is that 70 by 100?
That is, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like 70 by 100.
I think it's a little, it's like 73 times 100 and something, like a little bit bigger.
Whoa.
But still, yeah.
Yeah,
70, 100.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Poster size.
So
So that is my tool. I chose to do this in this large format because I haven't done anything in this size ever in my entire life, and I want to make it look just as good as I do the smaller ones. And this will be daunting, and I will hate myself so much before even starting this project.
Fuck me, I hate you already. Jesus Christ. It just looks like, oh, I'm going to pencil on that. Or, you know, like, what kind of paper is it?
So it's gray, sort of...
Cardboard?
So I think it's 2 millimeter.
I have that at home.
Yeah. I wanted something that was big and sturdy so I could carry it.
Is it like one that's dark on the one side and darker on the other?
No,
like,
it's the same.
Just the same on both.
Yeah. And at first I wanted to go with the more purpose colored one that they had, but then I figured, why do the exact same thing all the time? So now gray, and I will be using more of the technique that I've used on my later portraits, like Jimi Hendrix and the Leia ones, with that sort of color,
like
crazy madness.
Colors,
yeah. So a lot thanks to your Christmas present, the little spray bottle.
Yeah.
So I can finally do that stuff again. And then I'm going, well, just my normal sort of Copic
base.
Yeah. And then we'll see. I'm probably going to have to reinvent a lot of the like techniques and
for
styles.
For the size, yeah.
Because, well, just the amount of ink that's going to go into this is going to be, well, yeah. But the cool thing is they might be, well, they are selling stuff at the gallery as well. So I might get to sell this piece. And
how much would you say you'd put on it? Because
that's the thing. I need to first finish it to see how long it actually took to make, and then
the cost of the materials.
Yeah, exactly. So at this stage, maybe
like start at 5 and just count up.
Exactly.
Basically, just like starting price without even starting. Just think 5 and then just keep adding to the 5. I think
it's
1,000.
Easily
crowns.
gonna be easily gonna be up to almost 1,000. I think because of the amount of time it's gonna take. Yeah. The normal size I work with, when I get like a $350 commission piece, is like A4, A3 maybe if I'm nice. Yeah. And well, this is like 8 A3 or yeah.
No, it is. It's basically
no.
That.
It's four A3s.
Is it just 4 A3s?
Yeah.
No, this is way bigger.
No, it's 4 A3s.
Sure.
Maybe a little bit bigger because it is a bigger size, but
I don't know.
Look at the square that's next to the bag.
Yeah,
that's an A3. And then
is that an A3 really?
Yeah. Yes.
Or maybe.
Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Very big anyways. Yeah. So 4 times the size of the biggest piece I've done, let's say it that way.
Yay.
So yeah, I don't know if that really counts as any type of tool, but it's such a cool project to be a part of. Very, very, very thankful and grateful to be a part of it. The roster of artists, I can't really name drop anything now again because it's not officially been released to the public. But god damn, some of the artists that are going to be involved in this fucking show, yeah, I already feel the pressure. Let's just put it that way. And yeah, I am extremely excited to get started. I did a little bit of a sneak peek viewing of or showed off the Tango and Cash composition that I'd done when I did like a little story of while editing the latest podcast, and towards the end I just filmed my iPad where I'd put together a little composition of Tango and
that
Cash.
Story. God damn it, because I saw that you sort of like teased in the podcast. I like that.
Yeah,
that was super fun, and the sound was really good.
Stabby.
Yeah, that one. Oh, that was so good. I laughed.
The stabby is the Tango and Cash one.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Maybe I don't know. What?
Yeah.
There was an image there.
Well, there was because I filmed sort of me working on my iPad.
Fuck yes, that is true. Yeah. That is true. Now I remember. Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be in everybody's face. It was just a little just to show people sort of what I do when I edit the podcast as well. Like I try to take advantage of just sitting there listening. But yeah, just the amount of time it took to decide Tango and Cash.
Yeah, just going with one.
Whoa, man. But it was really fun to, because I had decided on it first and then not decided on doing it and then went back to it and then again, no. And the third time around, it was really just going through the list again and which movie have I or we seen most out of all of these that hasn't been overly touched by everybody else in the fan art community previous to this show. And that was Tango and Cash.
And Tango and Cash, I think, is one of those movies that not everyone, it's not the go-to movie to draw as well. Like
No,
it
I
really
haven't
isn't.
really seen any.
I don't know if like I know no one but us too that loves Tango and Cash
Yeah,
to
but
this day.
as soon as I mention it to people, they're
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, oh, that's awesome!" Like people have forgotten about it.
Yeah.
But this was like when Kurt Russell was at his peak and
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone was at his peak, and then they mash them together.
And then what is her name? Terry.
Not Pratchett.
No, that's exactly what I had in my head as well. But this
Desperate Housewife girl,
Desperate Housewife,
and
Lois and Clark
yeah.
lady, Terry
Spelling? Tori Spelling.
No, not Tori Spelling. That's
not
that's the
different
Beverly Hills guy. I
shit.
think. Girl thing.
Anyways,
But yeah,
yeah,
Terry.
she's in it too. Yeah.
Hatchet.
As a
No, I have no idea.
Hatcher,
Something.
maybe
Something like that. Terry Hatcher or something.
God, we are the
Some-
worst.
We love movies, but we don't love Desperate Housewives or Lois and Clark, I guess.
But she's a really awesome drumming stripper in that movie. So yeah,
And the sister to Sylvester Stallone that Kurt Russell bumped ugly with.
you bumped uglies with my sister.
Exactly. That's I still remember when she's massaging him on the couch.
But it's like I got it on YouTube. Like I bought it on YouTube, and then I got it out, and now I have it on DVD and YouTube. And right when I got it, I started watching it, but then Anna wanted to watch it, so I had to stop mid-movie. As far as I watched now, maybe let's say 40 minutes in, half the movie, it's still just as awesome as I remembered. Like it's cheesy as fuck, obviously. It's from '89. Like what do you expect?
Yeah.
But it is Kurt Russell being Kurt Russell, and it is Stallone being Stallone. Like it's so good. It's so
Awesome. Yeah, I'll rewatch it as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I need to.
you are gonna love it, man.
No, but I think so.
It's-
I still have like it's basically just ingrained in my memory.
Yeah, there's so many good lines.
So many.
I am sure it's gonna be really horrible towards the end when it starts escalating and they like bring out
Yeah.
that crazy van or something.
When they go to that like construction site,
Yeah,
and start
and
shooting and
just-
blowing shit up. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's fine. Like
You know.
I don't expect that thing like that stuff to be good. You know,
No.
like when you go back and watch like Big Trouble that we've mentioned a million times.
The music is very similar to Big Trouble. It's almost like John Carpenter did the music for this one too.
Yeah.
And it's
but for
it's
example, like
beautiful.
I remember the martial arts in that movie to suck.
Yes.
And it does deliver on that point so much, you know, but you don't expect it to be good. You know what I mean? Like you
No.
expect it to suck.
Exactly.
And
And then if
that is
it's a little bit better than you thought,
That's
then
just
it's
a
a win.
bonus. Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
fucking
It's
win.
a fucking win, yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Definitely that. And I think that's how I approach all the old movies. Like I have an acceptance for a certain amount of suck that doesn't affect my feelings for this movie at all, you know, like
exactly.
and I think it's just like
I mean, that's
don't
the
know.
key to enjoying any type of movie, really.
yeah, but it is harder with the newer ones, you know,
Definitely.
like, because you know there is like because I've seen like old movies that's you know or like I mean like new movies on a terrible budget do well.
Yeah.
So when people have like, you know, $300 bazillion and they fuck up, then I'm like,
Well,
Deadpool did
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Chronicle did it.
Logan did
Yes,
it.
Logan did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they managed to like limit themselves to the amount of shit they can do, but when they do it, mwah.
Exactly. And that's the way you should do it. That's why I always prefer a movie with a lower budget.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, even Chronicle, like, because I just dug that out yesterday too.
Fuck, can we rewatch that as next week's something?
Yeah.
I would love to see that again because we've recommended it a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm just
I think it's time to rewatch it.
to rewatch it.
Yeah.
It came out in 2012, so
It's not that old.
It's not that old,
But it's still-
But does it suck?
But that was right in the rise of the superhero movie as a genre,
yeah,
as a legit genre now.
yeah.
So I want to go back and see it with the eyes that we have with superhero
Today, yeah.
and just to see like maybe you could see something that came out of that movie? Like what impact did it have?
That could be cool. That could be really cool. Because
There
the
might be
budget for this movie, maybe we could look this stuff up.
Yeah.
Because I really want to know how low budget it was,
Yeah.
when they say low budget.
And I like doing that type of research. I always feel bad when I talk movies and I haven't done my research.
I just hate not knowing what I'm talking about.
Well,
but we do.
We never do. Like, know what we talk about, I mean.
To some extent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We are the best bullshitters in
The world is
this room. No, but yeah.
The best is what we do in this room.
And what we do isn't very good. All right, so let's stop the tool section and move on to the retro
tools except us.
Yeah, always. So moving on.
Moving on. Run MC, get run up there. I don't remember. Whoop, whoop. Okay, and we're back. So welcome to this week's retro with me, Elias.
And me, Robert. And
today we're going to talk about stuff.
Retro stuff.
Motherfuckers.
Did you bump ugly with my sister?
Yes, I did, motherfucker.
You have my blessings. Sorry.
End scene. Yes. So retro.
Yeah. We're going to talk about different things today. But let's start with next week's homework.
Yes.
Just
so
that
everybody knows.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just to be official, we're going to watch Chronicle and then talk about Chronicle at the end of the next episode.
Yes.
Which is episode 82.
No.
83.
Yes. This is 82.
I have no idea. I thought this was 81.
No, this is 82.
80.
Because
that we have already recorded.
Yes,
cool.
Yes.
That we have. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So you have 2 weeks to watch Chronicle.
Actually, no. It's just the 1 week.
1 week to watch Chronicle.
So next week we're going to watch Chronicle.
Don't we have an extra episode?
Yeah, but this isn't coming out before the extra episode.
Yeah, but
you're just
fuck it. Robert's probably right because he does the episodes and I don't give a shit.
So last episode is the Trinity, Trinity one, which finally gets to come out because people have been wanting that. Or
I haven't heard anything about it.
No,
like no one's reached out to me.
No, we've been saying that it's gonna come out for a month, and it's about fucking time.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're getting it, Adam. The one person that wants
exactly.
it.
Yes.
Give it to me, Adam, or we'll give it to you, Adam. I don't know. It doesn't work.
Somebody's giving it to someone.
Someone, and it's Blade.
Anyways, so yeah, today's retro.
Actually, it's already been given when this episode comes out.
That's it.
You've been served.
You fucking got it, Adam. You better have loved it.
Better have loved it, motherfucker. Yes. It only took over a month to make public.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's how we work. I have one movie for the retro.
I have one movie and one show.
Actually, yeah, I have a show too.
I have 2 shows.
I didn't mention.
I win. No? Is this a contest?
I probably have more shows. I can find more shows.
More shows? I'm good for it. You know it.
Yeah.
Scratch.
Oh, man.
Okay, you go.
All right. So my retro is a big retro.
Big.
Yes. My retro is
your
a beautiful movie / miniseries from back in the day called Creature. And it's not Creature from the something.
Lagoon.
It's just Creature. Anyways, it's based off of a book, and the book is written by the dude that wrote Jaws. That Steven Spielberg made into the movie Jaws, and became a gazillionaire.
Jacques.
Jokes?
No, Jaws.
Yeah.
Jacques.
Jacques.
The French.
I just see a French guy sitting like in one of those floaty things in the ocean smoking cigarettes.
Jacques.
Do you want me to eat you?
He's the shark.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. My French is terrible, apparently.
So, yeah. This is definitely not Jaws. This is something totally different. It's got like the only sort of famous guy that I know straight away are the two famous guys. One is the bad guy that gets blown up in Breaking Bad that I don't know the name of.
That chicken pollo guy.
Yeah, the pollo guy. Exactly.
Pollo guy. That's his name.
Colombian mob dude. I don't know. Half his face is melted
Pollo.
or something. He's in it. And the dad from Poltergeist.
There you go.
Yes,
That guy.
Those are like the famous people in this movie. And Sex and the City, Samantha, her name.
What?
Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall.
Yeah. So, okay stars, not superstars, but they can act.
The thing is, I don't know where I recognize that show from, because I can't remember where it aired at all.
I remember it airing on Channel 3 or something.
That must have been it, because
and it was 2 days in a row.
I recognize the creature. That's the thing.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, if you look at the DVD box, it looks just like Jaws. Like the font is the same color, everything. So I have
to sell on that.
Yeah. So again, I organized my DVDs. So now I have all the Jaws movies and then Creature, and it looks like a complete series. It's so cool.
Awesome.
But so what this movie is about it's a mini series from back in the day where it wasn't okay to make a movie that was 3 hours long.
Yeah.
So now it's shorter than The Irishman. It's a normal movie now. And it still feels rushed though.
Yeah.
In some parts. But it's really brief summary of the story. It's a military research facility, experiment with sharks and other stuff, and something goes terribly wrong, and this creature escapes and starts eating people and stuff, and scary but not scary, and
But is it worth watching?
I loved it. I really loved it.
Cool.
I thought it was so much fun.
Does it have that nice suspense that you have in Jaws, for example? Where they're really Jaws is different
in a bad
still.
way, kind of.
Okay.
It's still a good movie, but
But the creature looks cool. Does it look cool in the movie? When you see it?
Not really. It moves wonky, but the effects are made by Stan Winston.
Oh shit!
So it's good effects. When you look at it, it looks good, but when it moves,
it's hard. Yeah.
And they show it too much.
They do well lit.
Yeah,
areas,
exactly. Yeah. They were I think they wanted to sort of make up for the shit that they did with Jaws.
The first one.
Yeah, and let's do something that looks really fucking badass and just show it all the time. Which it doesn't work. But it's still if you don't know anything about the movie other than the stuff that I've said going in, I think you'll enjoy it more. But as soon as I started watching it, I remembered everything.
Yeah.
And it sort of brought it down a little bit. But still, you can't go wrong with that era. And I love sea creatures. When it comes to monsters, anything that has to do with the ocean and sharks in general, I am the biggest fan. I love shark movies.
Like that shark book that you had when we were kids.
Still do.
And
Dödens käftar.
Exactly. Because it had these super violent pictures
Very
of sharks,
graphics.
graphic stuff.
Yeah.
That people with half their belly sort of torn off.
Yeah, legit
that.
photographs of people that have been mauled by sharks and alligators, actually.
Yeah, but we loved that graphic shit as kids.
It was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
I remember because I got that book from school. School had this big book sale.
Was that where it was from?
Yeah.
The fucking
so I got it from there. And the coolest thing about that part of the book was that it was sealed.
Oh, that was it.
So you had to sort of take a knife or a pair of scissors and open it up.
Separate it.
So it was like a little envelope almost inside the book, or like a pamphlet. And the rest of the book was just in black and white normal paper, and this was photo paper color. So you got everything. And it scarred me for life.
Dude, I remember looking through that and seeing the bite marks on people and on their calves and shit.
Their entire thigh is gone. You can see
that was so insane.
The bone,
the inside,
everything is gone. Yeah,
it was super, super graphic. Not something a kid should be looking at. But
and I remember the last part of the book when it dove into the crocodiles. dove in. Was the last image is they opened up a stomach from a crocodile they killed that had killed a guy.
Oh yeah, and
it showed all the insides, and it was not just like that one guy.
Yeah,
it was.
I remember.
Oh, dude, horrifying images, but. You know, it was okay. We were like 7 or 8 years old when we
loved that shit though.
Yes.
Like we were fucking
a little bit too much. And really, after that book, my passion for sharks was, you know, exploded into infinity. And then I finally got to surf with a great white. And after that, it is the coolest creature on the planet. It's man, I can't go into it enough. But yeah, anyways, creatures. Peter Benchley's Creature. Not creatures, creature.
The one creature.
Yeah, that's my big retro, at least, recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started watching Lock and Key, the new show.
I have not started on that. I like the premise for it, but I have not watched it.
It's a lot better than you think it is.
I have no idea.
I think...
I know nothing about it. I haven't watched I just seen like the little like Netflix thing go, and then I just like no, don't want to see any of this.
And that little thing that they show is very. It's like they chose a good segment to show because that it really puts the right tone of the thing.
Yeah, but I was worried to get spoilers, like figuring too much out on my own. I was like, no.
With that, you get the premise, but you're still very intrigued.
Like, before we go on shows,
yeah,
I watched a movie as well that I loved as a kid. Called Meals on Wheels with Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and Yuan Biao, however you say that. Like, sorry, Chinese people. But it was basically one of the top movies as a kid when it came to like martial arts.
I remember borrowing it from you.
And it sucked so much because all the dialogue is nonsense, basically. Like, I see what they're trying to do, but it's terrible. Like, it's garbage. Like, I don't remember the dialogue being like, you just get angry because how bad it is. Like,
I mean, we used to rent these movies like we rented porns. Yeah. Not that we rented porn, but
how people sort of like consume porn today. Yeah.
You look at the fucking and you just don't listen to what they say. No. Yeah.
And I do listen, apparently.
Yeah.
I listen a lot. And this movie is shit when it comes to that stuff. But goddamn, the fights and the stunts in this movie, just like Jackie Chan climbing on fucking sticks, is amazing. He just like hangs from his toes and just like does this like little thing, flip, and just back and forth and just climbs up a fucking stone wall. And it's amazing. So just watching it I rented it on Viaplay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like a library of Jackie Chan movies that you can rent. Like you can't watch them without paying, but it was worth it.
I found all my old gems and Jet Li ones.
But fuck, it's like the amount of like movement and like thing they could do with their bodies, you know, like jumping around and
he
flipping,
makes it look so fucking effortless.
Dude, he makes it look like he's a fucking like rubber sling or something. He just like doink, doink, doink.
I remember us like just rewinding, and you know, I don't know which movie it's from. He does a similar thing in Rush Hour when he just jumps over the wall, but just with his feet.
Oh, yeah. He does that in Condor as well. He jumps over that.
I think Condor is the one that
where he jumps. When he jumps over the little
and
gate.
it just looks like he's flying. Like,
it just like bounces. It's basically parkour before parkour was a thing.
But even now, you can't do it that sort of easily.
Dude. And he did it so many times, but you saw that at the end, you know. Yeah. But he just, when he does it, it looks like he's just made of nothing.
And this is just this little one thing.
Yeah,
you know?
it's just
and
like...
then it's a whole movie of him doing all of these little things.
And in this movie, dude, he just like... Oh my God. Like,
I remember the fighting being really good in that one, but it's Sammo Hung who choreographed most of it, I think.
I don't remember. Like,
I think
I wasn't paying attention because I had the kids as well.
He's the director of the movie, I think, at least.
Wheels on Meals?
Yeah,
maybe it is.
But
it's basically they made a movie for themselves. That's
what
it feels like.
Yeah.
And you can tell by the fights. And, dude, the end fight with him and Benny the Jet. Benny Urquidez is fucking awesome. And... like, even my son was watching this. It was a bit like the amount, like how they portrayed the hits was a bit rougher. than usual Jackie Chan movies.
So you get like more impact or like
yeah,
blood,
exactly. It's still silly in a way.
but hurts.
It's
like,
but they're like grabbing people and punching them several times in the face.
oh shit.
And that's not very Jackie Chan-ish, you know?
No.
But all in all, it's still like silly. You get the silliness because they're acting and like, oh, my face, you know, and stuff like that. And they're getting blue as they get hit.
Oh yeah.
So it's that silliness, even
Nice.
though it's super like violent in another way.
Mm-hmm.
But you still laugh because it's silly. But there's like this like gymnastics and martial arts prowess there that it's just fucking like you should see. Like it looks like a video game fighting. Like you could see where like Tekken gets its stuff from. Like if you watch Jackie Chan in that movie, when he just like does like this front flip to kick and stuff, and then just keeps like he keeps bouncing after. Like it's not he does the thing and you have to land. He never lands. He just fucking bounces up again.
Yeah.
And it's so insane.
Like-
Like the amount of skill that he has.
Yeah.
But I noticed that he used a stunt double for some of the skateboard things.
That,
Because, but he still does a couple of those tricks himself.
and
like,
that's
when
also crazy.
that is also like learning those, like, who would learn like a kick flip to the, like, why?
Yeah.
You know, but he just fucking never touches the ground for real. He just like touches and flies up again. And like I see people today doing like tricks or, you know, acrobatics, and they don't have that. Like
No.
that thing that Jackie Chan had, that was his whole life. Like the only thing he could make a living from was bouncing, basically, you know, like.
You know, speaking of acrobatics and tricks,
Yeah.
I just noted you still haven't seen John Wick 3, have you?
I haven't seen John Wick 2.
Oh, you haven't?
I've seen the first one. I was like, this is not for me.
Oh, okay. So in John Wick 3, do you remember Anis?
The parkour guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in it.
He's in Chun-Li. He's in.
But this is a good
lot
big
of-
budget movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in Tron, I think.
Yeah, Tron as well.
Isn't he
Yeah.
like the
Yeah, I think so.
the
Yeah.
scary guy? Like the cool guy?
Yeah, because I remember him being in several movies, like big name
Yeah.
movies.
So he's
Eventually.
becoming, but this was so, like, he gets killed by a horse. It's funny. He gets smashed in the face by a horse kick. But it was just like, sorry.
No, but I like that. Like
Yeah.
I didn't have that much more. Like I just you forget when you haven't watched these movies in years. Like you forget how much fucking like creativity he put into these fights.
Exactly. And this was, like you said, they probably did this more for themselves.
I think so.
And
like,
that's how you can tell because, well, the balance of speaking and fighting isn't really there. But it'd be if we made a movie too. Like we would have more emphasis on doing really cool shit, and then sort of the story is just like what, you know, it brings you to the next cool thing.
Yeah.
It's not there to sort of make you cry. But speaking of
I wish I could do
Jackie
that
Chan
as well,
and stuff,
but no.
yeah, no. You just need to stand in front of somebody, open your mouth, and
make
I
them
will,
cry.
I will cry straight away. Yes,
That's not the kind of crying I want to make.
but no. So again with the DVDs, sorry, but I brought out Ong Bak. I brought out Armor of God. I brought out Police Story, Gorgeous. Fung Sayuk 1 and 2. Which else? Tai Chi Master, and probably something else. But all of these like awesome kung fu or fighting movies that I haven't watched in years and years, and I want to do like a full day of just going back into that mindset again and watching all of these fucking. Yeah, because I remember Gorgeous having such a gigantic impact on the way I saw fighting. Like the fights in that movie with with Jackie Chan and what's his name?
Alan something. Brent Allen, I think, or something like that. That little kid.
Yeah.
That's not a kid.
No.
That worked for like Circus du Soleil or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah,
Circus Soleil?
Cirque du Soleil.
Yes, whatever they're called.
That dude.
Like he's super awesome.
And their fight, it's such a simple fight, really. It's just them, and it's a guy in black and a guy in white.
Classic sort of like
and it's
good
like,
and evil thing.
And it's not one of those spontaneous fights. It's like a real fight. They wear gloves, and it's
Yeah, it's not like
it's a nice fight, sort of.
It's basically just like, I don't know, like
A challenge.
there's a sportsmanship to that fighting. Like they're respecting each other, and when he notices that the one guy's like out of shape, he respects that as well. He's like, "Oh, I see that you're out of shape." You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then like, I would like to fight you when you're at your best.
Exactly.
Sort of like that sort of like thing. I think we've always liked ourselves. That like we're
The
gonna
respect.
fight,
Yeah,
but
the
there's a
respect.
respect there. Even after, even if I lose or win, the respect is still there because you're doing something, you know,
You're
with
athletes
consequences.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And the fighting in that one was just so fast and good, and the kicks were so like everything just blew my mind, or our
Same,
mind when we saw it.
But the rest of the movie is not great. That's
No.
the thing. Like, but the fights are so good.
Like
you don't care about any of the other extras because everything is like silly
Yep.
with that movie, except the fights that are sort of like you can feel it. Like there's a respect there because of the skill, basically.
Yeah. So that's why it's gonna be so much fun diving back into.
Shit, yeah, I want to watch that as well.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. And then just Armor of God because of like the
Armor of God I watched just like recently.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the first one.
I just remember like does
So-
he do like not a double backflip, but like 2 backflips from the table? Like one and then lands on the chair and then another one.
Not
over
on a
guy,
chair,
or
but
like-
yeah, but he does the
And again, it just looks like he's
But the
on
one you're
wires.
talking about is not Jackie Chan. It's the other guy that just like he gets kicked or something and he does a backflip, lands on his knees, and then does
shit.
another
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Oh
It's-
shit. That's right.
That is a weird one still.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'm
okay.
gonna watch Operation Condor with my kids
Oh, so good.
because I remember like seeing that movie for the first time.
Plus
you
the
know,
gadgets and stuff. Oh,
dude,
so cool.
I remember because that one, like Armor of God and
Operation Condor.
Operation Condor, like Condor has a lot more humor in it, whereas the like Armor of God is a bit, just a tiny bit more serious. Like it's
Yeah.
still not serious, but it has like
Isn't it about like a satanic group of people or something stealing
and they're like
artifacts?
poisoning this guy's girlfriend or something, and she's becomes this like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
it's weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the girl from Wheels on Meals is either in that one or the second one. Like I don't remember. Like she's in one of them.
Okay.
I think she's the sniper girl or something like that. Yeah, I think it's the first one.
Yes.
Armor of God.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
So it's the guy's girlfriend plus
Sniper.
the other girl, because there's 2 girls, I think, in this one.
yeah. I just remember that scene in like a hotel or whatever it is, and it's like, aren't the girls like fighting each other, and then Jackie Chan in the middle of them, or
That is Operation Condor.
Oh, okay. There
when
you
they're
go.
in
So-
that Turkish hotel or something like
Aha,
that.
yeah, okay. Not, yeah,
That
I
desert
mixed,
hotel
I mixed
or
them all up.
something like that. Yeah.
I need to see them again.
Yes.
So yeah, but so much fun. Just oh man,
But I love the fight in with the like underground with the turbines going on and off.
oh
like
yeah,
those,
when,
like
oh,
with the
shit.
wind, yeah.
and then poof,
And I think
they
yeah,
fall
exactly,
down.
dude. I died as a kid watching that, and I watched it so many fucking times.
Mm-hmm.
Like I fucking knew the lines and everything. You know, like I've watched it too many times.
I bet you anything, you still know the lines.
Maybe I
Yeah.
like the thing is in my head now. I can't think of any, but I think when I watch
As soon
it,
as you
it'll-
start
yeah.
playing it, like it was the same with Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen it in probably 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they open their mouth, it's like snowing in July. Or, no, he's like, oh look, it's snowing. Like he shoots a tanker truck and it's filled with cocaine.
Mhm.
Obviously, cocaine. People, even Sylvester Stallone. Fuck it. Yeah, talking too much again.
No, but it's fun. Like these
Yeah.
movies, the type of like effect they had on us as kids. Like basically touching upon what we talked about last time as well.
Yeah,
Like these
yeah.
movies had such a fucking impact that you wouldn't believe. And we just watched them out of passion, not because they were like, you know, like cool things. They weren't the
No.
Marvel movies of the day. You
Exactly.
know, like,
We didn't
just-
watch it to impress anybody or
No, or just say that we
it was-
were this kind of culture or this type
we
of,
didn't
you
know. We didn't know there was a culture. We
exactly. We just loved
Yeah.
this type of stuff. There was no internet to look it up. We
Nope.
didn't know what the next Jackie Chan movie was gonna be.
Hell no.
Like sometimes when you rented a movie, it just like showed you the next movie, you know, and you were like, "What?"
Mhm.
Like blowing your mind. You couldn't just find everything on the interwebs, you know, like.
Yeah. Again, we're old.
Bottom line, we're old. But yeah.
Yeah. No, and I'm really looking forward to Ong Bak because that one is one that I've put off seeing. Like,
I've seen some of the fights. They're not as
oh no,
like they're
really
good, but they're not as good as I remember them. There's still stuff there that I like. Like, don't
remember
get me wrong.
when that shit came?
Yep.
Fuck.
But when I watched
me.
Jackie Chan, I was like,
yeah,
that's it.
that's the original.
That's the original.
yeah, OG.
Because it's so fucking different. Like, Ong Bak is a bit more, I don't know. Like, they do hit each
hard
other
hitting,
and
yeah.
everything, but fuck, dude. He does not bounce like Jackie Chan bounced.
No.
Like, no one bounces like Jackie Chan bounced. Like, and Jackie Chan in that movie is super young as well. Like,
in his prime.
Yeah, but he's in his prime, yeah. And it just shows. So I need to watch, like, Project A and Project B. Or Project A2. That's what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see those things, because there he's also in his prime. He does like some of the craziest stunts. So I just want to watch him for that, and then kind of ignore the whole
Drunken
story.
Master.
Drunken Master is still one of my favorites. Like,
That's the
Snake
good
and Eagles.
stuff.
Yeah, but fuck the second one, not the first one.
Exactly. The remake. or
It's not a remake. It's actually a follow-up.
Is
But
it?
it's so much more modern.
yeah.
Yeah, that it is. Yeah, it is insane. But it's so fucking insanely
I
good.
think that's on like Netflix or one of these streaming services. Like,
But fuck the fighting choreography. And
So
I think the
fast
end
and
fight is like
good.
11 minutes of just pure fighting. Just
Yeah.
like insane.
and it's so fun to see how he
And it's
utilizes the
he fired 2
drunken style.
directors, I think, there. Or like choreographers.
really
Yeah, one of them super famous. Maybe the one that made The Matrix or something.
Yuan Wuping.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Yeah, because he just like, they didn't get it. Like, I didn't want that traditional stuff. He just like, I want to do this thing. And they were kept
And it's to
making
this,
it traditional.
yeah,
Yeah.
to
And
this
it's-
day is one of the best,
Best.
tightest fucking fighting choreography
But
movies.
he does
ever, yeah.
moves that don't exist. He made drunken
Drunken
fighting
style,
so much more fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Like, not
that's what I
that-
wanted to.
And it wasn't the like no,
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
like never stops. And
Yeah.
again with the bouncing thing.
Yeah, he just makes it
Fuck
work
me.
seamless with everything. It's like he doesn't have any limbs or
Yeah.
like bones in his body. It's just
But have
like,
you seen the one where he just falls flat and then basically just flies back up straight and runs towards Ken Lo? I'm
Yeah,
like,
I don't remember it.
What?
But yeah.
The guy with the kicks, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He
I
just
know.
like he
I know
kicks
Ken.
Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan hits the wall, falls, then flies back up and just runs at him like. And I'm just like, how is that possible? Like, that guy could bounce. And then I totally get why he doesn't bounce anymore.
Well,
because fucking he bounced the shit out of that body.
He's like 80 years old now.
Yeah, but it's insane. He's not that old. But fuck, it's insane.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get why he doesn't work. Like, he's broken basically everything in his body to make these movies.
Yeah.
So just appreciate those. Don't watch the new ones. We're good.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a millionaire. You don't have to feel bad.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah, fuck.
So cool. But yeah, so
You watched something.
what show had you seen? Or
Hey,
started
well, I
watching?
started watching BoJack but
Oh, yeah.
after watching it, like trying to watch it for the third time. And this time I actually had nothing. Like, every time I've tried watching it, I've just gone from another show to that one.
Oh, okay.
And I'm so invested in those characters that BoJack felt boring.
Yeah.
But now that I didn't have anything prior to it, BoJack is fucking awesome. Like, I totally see why everyone's like, "Oh, sorry to see you go, BoJack," basically, because it's the last season that just aired, and I get it. Like for being a silly show, they do touch up on depression and like ruining shit when like being I don't know, like critical and all that. Like, they're really capturing everything. I've seen the first season and just started on the second one, and it is like you can relate to BoJack, not with everything maybe, but with a lot.
Yeah.
And you could see it, like, you could also relate to other people feeling those feelings. And since you follow BoJack around, you don't only get the weird stuff, you know, like, you get to see how it all comes together, which I think is why we judge each other sometimes. Like, people judge other people because you don't get to see the other stuff.
No, you don't
So
see
you
the
just get to see the
entire
crazy,
picture. Yeah.
But with BoJack, you get to see some parts of his childhood. You get to see some part, like how he treats his friends. and you know, like all these like aspects of his life. You get to follow them all and get to see his past, like as an actor, and where he is now, and like you start understanding how complex people can be. And with that said, it's still like stupid. He does stupid things that are silly, and his friends, you know, like it's like his best friend Todd is an idiot, basically. And, you know, like it's over the top idiot. But he's a nice guy. But it's like they've managed to balance the stupid with that deepness, like Final Space, like I talked about. It's like shooting and being awesome and lasers, and then they get that emotional thing, and BoJack does that as well. Okay. But being a different kind of show. So I really recommend everyone watch BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, because I'm like you were before you started getting into it. I'm sort of there. So I have given it like 1 or 2 chances and just like started watching it, but never felt I could invest.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, I will. I'll try it again. But now I need to finish Lock and Key first. And what I was thinking about is like, would it be too scary for your kids to watch or no?
Lock and Key?
Yeah. Because it is somewhere in between. It gets dark. Like, it gets really fucking dark.
That's what I heard.
But not like you don't see blood or anything like that. So it's just like Disney scary, you know? But very dark. So I'm like, I can't with good conscience say...
Recommend it?
No, not for the kids. I think you need to check it out
There's so
first.
much for us to watch. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I'll get into one soon.
But I've only seen maybe 6 episodes or so. I don't know how many episodes are out. Probably 10.
8 or 9. Or like like it's usually 8 or 10. Like
something like that. But it's really good. Like, really good.
Okay, awesome.
I really enjoy it. It's still, you know, of course it's fantasy and like a little bit whimsical, but I was afraid of the kid actor, to like, how annoying is this kid gonna be? So this is the kid that gets his arm pulled off in the first It movie.
Oh shit! Really?
The little kid in the yellow rain jacket that gets pulled into the drain thing. Yeah,
Billy.
Thank you. Good.
Beep beep Billy.
There you go. Yeah, he got his balloon.
Yeah, he got his balloon.
So he's the kid. And he does a great job. The rest of the cast is really good too. Like the bigger sister is getting annoying now, but it's for like an obvious reason. So if you don't have anything to watch, I highly recommend this one as much as Elias recommends BoJack. Very inventive ways to use these keys and stuff.
And what I heard about is if you read, I think they're books, right?
Probably. What is it?
Whatever they are. Like the only thing that I've heard, like knowing nothing about this, is that the keys, like when you read, have like a book of their own or like a comic. I don't know what it is based off of.
Oh, okay.
But every book, like every key gets like
its own book,
basically. Yeah.
So
you get them
story.
So you get them explained a lot more than this show because they're super quick. I heard that the keys are explained in the show.
Yeah.
Way faster without context. Too fast. You get the gist of the keys.
Yeah.
But in the actual books, they take the time to like explain them one by one. Like so, they build a story around each key to sort of like get you into the mystery without, you know, going too fast.
That's really good to know, actually, because that would probably be my only gripe so far with the show. Is
that's what I've heard as well.
They just find the keys like click, 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 and they know how to use them.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been cooler if they just like first season, like they should have just like slowed it down. Just like let them find the keys, like, you know, slow.
But it just dives straight in. But
that's what I heard.
Still good. I
still don't know what it is about. I just know about keys, open different shit, like unbelievable shit, and you know, they keep discovering them.
That's pretty much it. You know, couldn't have put it any better.
And also, I don't want to spoil it, so
no. But yeah, very cool. Anna likes it too. For any skeptics out there that don't trust my judgment, because I don't anymore. But when Anna actually enjoys something that I'm watching, I know that people will enjoy it. So it comes recommended.
Sweet.
Anna approved. But yeah, so I don't really have anything more to add.
I have one more show.
No, Elias.
Yes, one last one.
Go for it.
For the road. Nickelodeon just made one called Glitch Tech, which is an animated show for kids. And I just saw it pop up like a couple of days ago on Netflix. And it's awesome. It's like super well animated. It's like this simplistic 2D. And it's about these kids that work sort of like with video game and tech support. But that's just a cover for chasing glitched video game monsters. And so there's like these monsters escaping from video games, and they have gear to stop them. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
And the tempo is pretty like fast, and the visual effects are so cool. But it's basically, like a kid's show. So the stories are around there as well. But I don't know, like I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Nice.
And we watched it together. I think I enjoyed it more than my kids this time around.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Glitch Mob?
Glitch Tech.
Glitch Tech. Cool. Glitch Mob. Fuck is that?
Glitch Mob, I don't know.
I
Sounds
think
like
that's
one of
a
those.
band. Glitch Mob. Yeah, exactly. Some
Sounds
sort
like,
of, what was that called? Dubstep?
Dubstep.
Yeah.
It sounds like a dubstep band.
I just think of
Glitch Mob.
Deadpool 2.
That's exactly.
Is dubstep still a thing?
Dude, that song that they play.
Fuck dubstep.
Dude.
Skrillex.
I trained to that song before that screening. And I go to the movies and just like, they just play that song. And I was like, but I just trained to that. Bangarang.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's a good hype song. It is.
It is.
Yeah. Nice. So with that said,
yeah.
Bangarang, bitches.
Bangarang, bitches.
Oh yeah, little trivia. Where's Bangarang from?
Bangarang?
Yeah. Where's it from, Elias? Bangarang.
I have no idea.
Bangarang, Rufio.
Oh my god.
Rufio. Rufio.
Oh, no.
Bangarang.
Now I remember.
You remember?
Yes.
So don't spoil
remember.
it, people. Those who know, who know. Those who know, know.
Okay.
Jesus fuck. Jesus fuck.
Jesus fuck.
Dagga-
Those who know. Jesus fucks those who know. We're out. Thank you for tuning in.
I almost said Dagabix.
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 Dagabix, my fuzz.
Yeah. That's what's gonna happen if somebody starts paying for this podcast.
How long is this?
It's
About 2?
It's 2:30.
What? Yeah, the thing was long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. But it's awesome because we keep you company while you draw penises.
Yes.
We're out.
Make sure to draw more.
Yeah,
penis.
penises.
Yes.
Penises.
Toodaloo, motherfuckers.
Yeah, all the two of you.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm pushing the button now.